One quick thing before, excuse me, Howard, and that is Peyton went 14 for 24, 164 yards, and one interception after that first pass he threw against Pittsburgh that burned him for 80 yards. So after that, his game was somewhat routine. We'll see if Pittsburgh can do it.
Oh, Pittsburgh's going to kick their ass. Does that sound like wishful thinking? That's all it is.
A little bit for me, yeah.
Right.
But I think Pittsburgh can play him.
Not that I don't think the Patriots could beat Indianapolis. I mean, on a perfect day.
Oh, you're looking ahead.
Yeah, that's right. Well, you have to look ahead, just like Belichick was with that Dolphin game.
You think he dumped that game?
Oh, come on. We've already been through this. Are you kidding me? Do I think he dumped that game?
Everybody says so.
Is there any doubt?
Meanwhile, everybody around the place is wearing hockey jerseys today.
Are they really? Yes, because they're bandwagon jumpers. What I say about how bad St. Louis is.
No, it has nothing to do with the Panthers.
Give me a break. Messier, my ass. I'm so tired of him.
The Beast is wearing a Bruins jersey.
Well, good. He probably hates Mark Messier.
Shy is wearing a Messier jersey.
Oh, please. Give me a break.
That was a big night last night.
Well, I'm real happy for you. I didn't see 1 minute of it.
I didn't either.
And I told you the Panthers would kick St. Louis' ass. And let me tell you, if there were 15,800 people in that arena last night, then my name is Ish Kabibble, okay? That was a joke.
I mean, listen, Ish, they were counting arms and legs.
They must have been. I mean, you can have all the meetings at the track you want with Alan Cohen. He can tell you all these wonderful, glorious stories about the attendance is way up. And I'm going to tell you something. There are sections where they're like empty, where there's almost no people. They showed a couple of panoramic shots because it was the first game in HD last night. Although I didn't get the HD telecast, but nevertheless, it was pretty slim. There were maybe 10,000 people there.
Yeah, They were on a little bit of an upward turn there for a while.
Not that there's any St. Louis fans, of course, and of course the same thing will happen tomorrow, but even worse because the Columbus Straitjackets. I mean, there's no Columbus fans in just about anywhere except in Columbus.
Yeah.
So your close personal friend Rimmer will be in town.
Yeah,
probably in town
I haven't seen him
now.
in a long time.
He can take you and George to that lunch he was going to buy you guys.
He's going to take us to lunch?
No, that's just a joke.
Oh.
But Columbus really sucks, so the Panthers will probably win. I'm thinking like 4-0 or 4-1 tomorrow night.
Not a great restaurant town.
What's that, Columbus? They have a Ruth Chris there, Rimmer told me. I guess Doug McLean's been feeding him pretty good. So I saw a movie last night that maybe you saw, probably not though. Anthony Hopkins and Nicole Kidman and Ed, what's his name?
Norton. Ed Norton?
Ed Norton.
Norton?
Yeah. The Human Stain.
I haven't seen it.
I missed the first half of it. The first half hour of it. I saw the rest. It was pretty good. It's about a young black guy who's very, very light complected, who passes for white. He's a boxer as a kid.
Yeah.
And then he becomes a college professor. And he got to where he was based on the fact that he lied all his life. He pretended he was white as a boxer, and then he got in the Navy, checked off he was white, and so he goes through life pretending he's Jewish. I don't want to spoil the movie, though.
Okay.
Let's see, you get boobies with Nicole Kidman in there, and then there's the flashback where he was a young man. His other girlfriend is like full frontal nudity. So there you go. There's a hook to get some of you perverts involved. Pretty good movie.
I wouldn't go just to see Nicole Kidman.
She was very good in that, though.
She's a good actress.
She was great in that. She actually looked good in this movie, too. I know that's shocking, but she looked pretty good. Speaking
of not looking good, there was a little article today about, did you see what that Russian, the guy Zhirinovsky said about Condoleezza Rice?
No, I did not. Condoleezza?
Condoleezza?
No, I didn't see it.
Said that if she has no man by her side or her age, she's got a problem. She needs a company of soldiers. She needs to be taken to barracks where she would be satisfied.
Oh, yeah.
Condoleezza Rice is a very cruel, offended woman. Now, this is not Neil talking. This is Zhirinovsky, a Russian.
Right.
And he's ticked off at her.
Why doesn't he just come right out and say it? She's just a hostile, nasty bulldyke. Just like all those nuns that the Catholics got disciplined by in school. Let's play the original Condoleezza now. What do you say? Yeah.
I guess not.
Even with the new management, we're not going to be playing the unexpurgated version of Condoleezza.
No, I just thought... by the way, if you want to see that, it's in today's Daily News.
I don't want to see it.
Okay.
I don't want to get all depressed. I don't want to hear about Condoleezza. We got bigger fish to fry.
Yeah.
Got Samuel Alito going to take the court 100 yards to the right.
That's a living cinch.
Bye-bye Roe v. Wade. Bye-bye. I think the 64 Civil Rights Act probably go down the drain, too.
I thought it was
the
kind
Voting
of
Rights Act.
Very smart tactic on his part to bring his wife in there to have her cry in front of the Senate.
Oh, gee, she's so offended and so. And you know, the best part of it is she didn't break out into tears until Lindsey Graham started defending him. That was maybe that's what she was crying about.
Yeah.
And of course, Lindsey Graham, like a story I had the other day, he's one of the guys that was coaching him in the White House on how to answer the questions. So, isn't that appropriate that he should be sitting there on a committee and getting all indignant and outraged about all these attacks on his character and all this? Just all a dog and pony show. And Sam Biden or Joe Biden, whatever his name is this week, he did change his name. Joe Biden's right. It's
Joe
just a waste of time.
His name?
Yeah. Don't you remember when he was running for president the first time, which he's going to run again in 2008?
Maybe.
Don't you remember there was some scandal about how he had changed his name? I don't remember what it was.
Oh.
Probably something innocuous like Saul Rabinowitz or something like that.
He always changes his mind about running.
Oh, yeah, he's a waffler. He's a real waffler.
Yep.
Him and Kerry. And then Hillary, of course, she's another one. She's leaning so far to the right now that she may fall off the edge of the planet. Speaking to the Ice Princess, another dyke. I say let's give Bubba another shot. That's what I'm thinking.
That'd be fine with me.
Yeah, bring him back, give him another shot at it. Get it right this time. And we can actually give Monica her own orifice right there in the White House. Yeah, move her right in. Move the NRA out and move Monica back in.
I think she's eating Europe right now.
Yeah, no, Ariel Sharon already chewed off most of it.
Well, she's taking the leftovers.
And they're surprised that Sharon's not responding. I can't imagine why they're surprised. See, they lied about it after his first stroke. They lied about that because of the political consequences. They're just, he's probably dead already. I mean, anybody that's got like a tray of 16 bagels sitting a foot away from his bedside and he's not reaching for him,
they're saying
he's dead.
That he could run again.
Yeah.
Well, maybe in Chicago.
It was good enough for that guy in Missouri. What the hell was it? His wife became the governor for a while. Senator.
Yep.
He could run, he just can't walk.
The dead man that beat John Ashcroft for senator a few years ago. You remember that?
I know. But he could run. He could run for mayor of Chicago.
George, we talked over. George said he can run. He just can't walk.
I heard it.
I tried to ignore it. That was really insensitive. Well, what do you expect from a little Julio, huh? From a little spick.
So what's up for the weekend? Tomorrow
morning, bright and early, it's Woodbine. Try to get some of my money back. And then Monday I have off because it's Martin Luther King Day. And as a result, I'll again be making a venture out there. I could lose a lot of money this week.
There's a good card at Santa Anita tomorrow.
Really?
Yes.
Tyler Bay's riding?
Yeah.
He ever win another race? Boy, he sure fell off the edge of the globe.
Yeah,
Speaking of that.
he won some races.
Wow.
But they've got the 2-year-old Breeders' Cup winner who's making his 3-year-old debut tomorrow. Merv Griffin's horse.
Merv Griffin's got a horse, huh?
Yeah, good one.
Hey, Merv.
You fairy.
Yeah. Who's he kidding, huh?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Wait, which Gabor sister was his?
Now, he was hooked up with a pig, not with Ava. It was the pig. Ava.
It was Ava.
Yeah, right.
For show.
You're correct. 2 for the money and 3 for show. And
anyway, the name of the horse is Stevie Wonderboy.
Oh, I'm surprised. I thought it would be called Denny Terrio. But anyway, enough of that crap.
Yeah.
I'll say one thing, man. There's a guy with no talent. He reminds me of Russ Oasis on a much bigger scale. A guy with no talent that struck it rich, that made big bucks.
Did I ever tell you
See
about
what I'm saying?
The night when I used to be in advertising? I went to a media presentation from Channel 7 where they were showing the NBC. They were NBC at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Fall preview, and Russ Oasis and Joey Carr got into a fist fight at the party.
Really?
Who would you root for in that fight?
Oh, I'd root for a draw.
And
that's hysterical. They got into a fist fight?
Yeah.
Joey Carr dining and dancing. Is he still alive?
No.
No?
He died.
Good. Now, it's funny. His brother's name was Steve Cohen, and his name was Joey Carr.
Yeah,
I wonder which one changed
Steve changed his name. It used to be Steve Carr. Thought he could get ahead here.
Right. And their other brother, Racing Carr.
Yeah.
Oh, brother. Joey Carr. That one spot, till the day they stick my ass in the ground. And by the way, that caller, I'll let you know when it's going to be. I'll never forget that spot. Dining and dancing, and he's like swinging from side to side. At that time, he was like 140 years old, Joey Carr.
You know, it was about one of them accused Joey. Joey accused Russ Oasis of stealing a client of his.
Yeah,
and that's what started.
Fist fight over it. Well, I wish I'd have seen that.
Yeah.
But anyway, getting back to Merv Griffin, he's that Jeopardy thing and Wheel of Fortune. Here's a guy with no talent. He couldn't sing. He couldn't act. He tinkled the piano a little bit, and that was about it. And what was that song? I Got a Lovely Bunch of Coconuts. That was his big hit.
Right.
Novelty record.
Yep.
And then he was a terrible interviewer, and he used to he was just awful. And then he came up with these 2 quiz shows. And here they are, still on the air. He's still making billions off of that.
He owns a lot of good racehorses.
Does he really?
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're expensive ones. Mm-hmm. But he's had a couple of champions.
Well, I'm real happy for him. I'll be betting on Denny Terrio myself.
He supports the breed.
I'm sure he does. Well, listen, on that note, win at least 10 grand tomorrow would be good for the weekend. That'll keep you going through next week, maybe.
I'll be fresh because I haven't played in a few days.
Good. I'll be refreshing after a Wednesday. I'll be trying to get a little bit of it back, siphon it back into my pocket.
All right. Well, you have a good weekend.
And back to you. And see you Tuesday, by the way. Don't forget, Happy Martin Luther King Day.
Oh, that's right. I'll be here Monday. You won't be.
That's correct.
Okay. I'll talk to you Tuesday.
Friday, you bastard.
Brad Pitt God.
He is very proud. She's got protruding tummy. They'll make a good mom and dad. Chance that they might go the way of most celebrities. Let's just hope the marriage lasts. Hey Brad, you'll be a dad before too long. Hey Brad, leaving Angelina would be wrong.
Anyway, I think you'd enjoy The Human Stain with Anthony Hopkins and Nicole Kidman. A lot of nudity in there, like I said. You'd enjoy that part. Missed the first half hour, though. I should probably go out and get the DVD and stuff in my BVDs, and then, after I'm done watching it, I can send it to you.
See, it's been on the cable, and I've been avoiding it, but...
Why is that? Why did you avoid it?
I didn't know she got naked.
Is it a racial thing with you? Is that it? You knew that he was a very light-complected black guy?
You know,
and I looked up the actor that played the young Anthony Hopkins character, whatever, the young professor.
Mm-hmm.
Who's a very interesting guy. And he's of Portuguese and Syrian and about 10 other different... He was born in England. So even though you're telling me there was lacking credibility with Anthony Hopkins with his British accent, in this movie he didn't have a British accent.
I see.
That's number one. And number two, at least as a young man, he was the actor was born in England.
Well, he's one of my all-time favorites, so I should see it.
Yeah, you ought to see it.
Maybe my second favorite actor.
Anyway, speaking of pizza burglars, I figured we'd start with something a little bit light today. Yeah. Cedar Rapids, Iowa. A burglar who kicked in the back door of a restaurant must have worked up an appetite. Police said the person who broke into the Garden Palace overnight Monday baked themselves a sausage and beef pizza before they left. Yeah, well, why not? There's nobody around. I got to work. I noticed my pizza oven was on, said Daryl Rundell, the restaurant's owner. My back door was busted. I came back to the kitchen, saw dirty dishes in my sink. We had cleaned up the night before, and there were no dishes in the sink. Well, at least the guy was polite enough to put the dishes in the sink. On the dirty pizza pans, he found sausage and beef. He also discovered that buns, pizza crust and sauce, hot dogs, beef and Italian sausage, sandwich meats, and about 8 pounds of cheese had been taken. The restaurant, which opened December 7th, has already had 3 break-ins, he said. December 7th, it's only the Friday the 13th of January. He said the first break-in was on December 8th, and in that case, the intruder also made a pizza. The second break-in on Christmas Eve resulted in the theft of 7 cases of muffins. Maybe it was Santa Claus. Rondell said, my menus got reasonable prices. With my prices, they shouldn't have to steal crap. Something like that. A pizza burglar that actually was cooking himself a pizza while he was running off with a bunch of crap. Nothing worse than a pizza burglar, if you ask me. 12 minutes past 10 at 5. It is Friday the 13th. Now, what are we supposed to make of that? Anything? And the full moon, I think, is tomorrow.
Wow.
So, boy, you put those ingredients together, and it just bodes really ominous. What do you think?
You know what that means? Nothing.
Ominous. We used to have a traffic lady named Omnis Acevedo. I'm trying to think, was that an I-N-Z? Yeah, Omnis. Wasn't she on that show with Alistair Sim, Omnis? And then, of course, there was the traffic lady at Paxson. One thing I will say about Paxson, I'm just rambling today, just feel like it.
Yeah.
Paxson actually ran IOD more like a business than Cox. You understand? Remember what
yes.
The log was full. They knew how to sell the shows.
Yes.
They actually liked the shows. Except for Paxson's wife, of course, who hated me like poison. But other than that, and they were more like business-like. And so I see a direct correlation between the transfer from Cox Broadcasting to Paxson IOD from the Greg Reed regime to now Joe Bell, who's really swell, and et cetera and so on. Right?
Okay.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
In other words, more like a real business as opposed to like a fraternity or a country club where a lot of charity cases hang on. 10:13 at 560 WQAM. So on Monday we're going to have those Aerosmith tickets to give away. Don't get all whipped up today. We have 5 pair of Aerosmith tickets at the Bank Atlantic Center, the Yenta Renta. See, that's my fault because I'm so in the habit of calling it by that name. And I guess there is a Bank United Center. What is that?
No,
there's not?
I don't think Josh misspoke yesterday. That's
like I said, they'll be at the Bank United Center. And the concert is when? It's next, the 19th. That's next Thursday, right? Aerosmith?
I don't know.
Boy, I'll tell you, if I was there, I guess I'd get together with Jeff Cohen. We'd go out and get stoned and go see Aerosmith.
Well, I guess the Convocation Center is now the Bank United Center where the Hurricanes play.
Oh, the Hurricanes. Well, that's a horse of a different feather. That's in Dade County. It's not even in the right county. Aerosmith ain't going to Dade County. You can be sure of that. And when you're shopping for shoes, where do you want to go? You want to go to Brandy's Shoes in Pompano Beach. I've been telling you about these folks for about 100 years now. So always do the smart thing and go to Brandy's because they have an unbeatable combination. They've got the best selection of name brand shoes. They make sure that you get a perfect fit because their sales holes really know your feet inside and out, and they give you the best prices in town. What's not to like? All the major brands are waiting for you at Brandy's: Florsheim, Echo, Rockport, Mephisto, New Balance, SAS, all the others. And like I said, Brandy's professional shoe fitters will make sure you have a perfect fit every time. Just ask for Arnie. He'll take good care of you. And Brandy's even specialize in wide widths. Don't forget, as you get older, your feet get fatter. You probably do, and your feet get fatter as well, so be sure to have them check that out. Brandy's is worth the trip from just about anywhere in town. For comfort, style, fit, value, and selection, they are absolutely unbeatable. Brandy Shoes, 1290 North Federal Highway in Pompano Beach, open Monday through Saturday till 9, Sundays till 5. And this week is a sensational time, even better than ordinary, to buy Rockports at Brandy's. Visit Brandy's today and take $10 to $20 off their great Rockport selection. Only this week and only at Brandy's Shoes in Pompano Beach.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM. On the next Oprah, you'll be shocked. You'll be amazed. You'll be talking about it for the next however long until she shocks you again. Oprah makes your wildest dreams come true. Today, everyone in the studio audience, all 276 members, get a brand new liver.
Everybody gets a liver! Everybody gets a liver!
Then, tomorrow, all 276 studio audience members get a brand new uvula.
Everybody gets a brand new uvula! Everybody gets a brand new uvula!
The next day, all 276 members of the studio audience get a 3-foot helper monkey.
Everybody gets a 3-foot helper monkey! Everybody gets a 3-foot helper monkey!
The next day, all 276 audience members get a new prosthetic arm.
Everybody gets a prosthetic arm! Everybody gets a prosthetic arm!
Oprah, giving away great stuff she didn't have to pay for, even though she could easily afford to. And next season, everybody in the studio audience gets Stedman.
Everybody gets Stedman! Everybody gets Stedman!
She almost died in a plane crash, Oprah. Were you aware of that? There was a big scare. The windshield got cracked, and then she seen the light. So now she's going to marry Stedman because she's so feared of dying now.
I see.
She ought to be feared of her guests too, like that book club author. At any rate, we'll get to that eventually, because those are the only two things we ought to be concerned about: is Angelina Jolie really pregnant, and is Oprah's was that book a fake? Which of course it was.
Yeah.
And are there really that many millions of gullible women in America? Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, if Oprah says fart, man, they're all squeezing real hard. It's just incredible. You can smell it. Now, this story that somebody faxed in, were you just testing the fax machine, or was this...
that was one of the faxes that came in yesterday when I couldn't fax you. And,
It would be a little more interesting if it said something here about where it was, but I guess it's generic. It's from Yahoo News, so you can't expect too much. Fetuses don't count as passengers when it comes to determining who may drive in the carpool lane, a judge ruled. A judge somewhere in the USA. Candace Dixon was fined $367 for improper use of a carpool lane, but contended the fetus inside her womb allowed her to use the lane. Motorists who use the lanes normally must carry at least one passenger during weekday rush hours. Municipal Judge Dennis Freeman rejected Dickinson's argument this week, applying a common-sense definition in which an individual is someone who occupies a separate and distinct space in a vehicle. Well, maybe we could use that to replace Roe v. Wade.
That's a good plan.
Because it's kind of hard for the fetus to replace a separate and whatever. The law is meant to fill empty space in a vehicle, the judge said. Sergeant Dave Norton, I wonder if he's kin to Ed Norton, stopped Dickinson's car November 8th. When asked how many people were in the car, Dickinson said 2, pointing to the obvious pregnancy. Norton said Dickinson's theory would require police to carry guns, radios, and pregnancy testers. I don't think we want to go there. Don't even go there. You want to go there? No. So we don't know where that was, but it was somewhere. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, maybe we could count a zygote as a passenger now, too.
Right.
I was actually calling you about that Oprah thing. I'm glad you already heard about it.
Wait a minute, I'm glad I already heard about it? My God, even on the Comedy Channel it's on there. It's everywhere. On the Sci-Fi Channel.
I just read it online on the Internet this morning. I didn't know about it.
They're making the rounds. This phony author, he's been on every show, and then the guy from the SmokingGun.com that outed him, he's on all the time.
That guy was on an interview on that other station, that sports station, with Le Bastard.
Yeah,
and Le Bastard was kissing his ass, telling him, oh, you know, you've been through so much, and hey, what do you think about Michael Irvin's drug problem? And he's asking him like a real former drug addict. The guy's a fake. He's a phony.
Right.
So is Le Bastard.
Well,
all right, Leon, have a good day.
Don't make that mistake. No more radio accidents, man. Here when the Mad Dog is on, this guy's listening to Dan Le Bastard. And what the hell does that have to do with sports? Well, they really are desperate. I can't wait for that next trend to come out when they got a point. I mean, nobody's perfect, but I think they can do it. I think they can, like, flatline right at the point. Just like Alistair in Passions. They're flatlining it. Okay, let me give that poll. You know something? I got this, about the green glowing pigs. Did you see that story?
No.
I got another really good pile today, but I'm in the mood. I want to take 1,000 calls today. Because I got this big 3-day weekend coming up. You know, it's like a holiday. I just can't get over it. I can't believe how many things have changed in such a short time. Yes. At QAM. Just really a breath of fresh air. As stale as that expression is, it's a breath of fresh air. 1,645 votes. What did you hate most about your childhood? Getting dragged to church, 270. Just look at all those Getskis over there. Almost 400 people got killed, 400 Muslims with those shmatas on. Because somebody dropped their luggage. Oh, well, it was a chain reaction. And yeah, right. They're all slept into the Hajj so they can stone the devil. Yeah, the devil's stoned. He's got to be doing all these evil things. And I still say, well, how come God lets the devil hang around and do all these evil things? Well, just for fun. Yeah. Can you imagine how boring it would be if we didn't have nasty stuff going on?
That's right.
Peace and tranquility and love and
hey, if the devil could do it, I would.
Getting dragged to church, 270, that was a real pain in the grass. My childhood was great, 232. It's a good thing I put that on there for people with no complaints. Not having money, 207. School, 203. I don't have no problem with school. Getting bullied, and of course in upstate New York, when it snows all winter long, like every other day, it has off from school anyway, so what's not to like? Getting bullied, 186. I hate this poll, 102. We've been remiss in not putting that on every poll as a place for some of you to go. Getting dragged to visit relatives, 96. My parents, 84. Boy, they were parentally challenged. Getting picked last for sports, 70. Being abused, 66. Spankings, 41. Being treated like an infant, 34. Mom's cooking, 20. My hood, the old hood, 19. And going hungry only 15. Yeah, I've seen most of these people in the audience, believe me. Most of them don't look like they ever went hungry. You know what I'm saying? And you forgot to remind Hank about getting that glucometer, that blood sugar.
Me?
Yeah. I've tried already. He won't listen to me.
So he's going to listen to me.
No, but at least you can give it a shot if you cared. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I didn't get a chance to call yesterday, but I remember you and George were trying to describe the color of Sidney Poitier.
Right.
Purple.
Purple?
Purple.
purple. No, I don't think so. Oh, I think he's probably whatever the shade is between black and purple. He's that dark, very dark skin. Huh?
Indigo.
He's good to go or indigo? 567. So Merv Griffin's got a bunch of horses. I didn't know that. Well, hey Merv,
you fairy.
I noticed Hank was chortling when I said that because, I mean, everybody knows. Come on, Murphy, you're fooling anybody you got. You're a multi-billionaire. Come out wherever you are and quit suing people like poor Denny Terrio, you know? So sad. All these closeted people. Most of them Republicans, by the way. WQAM, hello.
Good morning.
Except for Rob Lowe. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'd love to take a bet to those two punks that beat up those homeless people.
Yeah, how do you like that? I'd say I'd like to pull the switch. Let's crank up old Sparky again. I'll race you. I'll race you to the switch. Yeah, what kind of scum, what kind of slime goes around doing stuff like that? Defenseless, poor homeless people. Although when you come right down to it, those homeless people are a pain in the grass. But nevertheless, no, seriously, what kind of garbage is there? We got too much human garbage.
Right.
In fact, I got a story about the American population is right on the verge. Any day now, we're going to hit the 300 million mark. Forced sterilization. Okay, zero population growth, ZPG, all of these radical ideas. That's where it's at. And you know what it has to do with? Oh, don't say those words. Quality of life. Oh, geez. There's that secular humanist crap again. Quality of life. The right-wingers get psychotic when you say that. Because just like the Pope, all they're interested in is quantity of life. Like rabbits, you know, like ants, like roaches in your ashtray. And boy, there sure are a lot. 27 past 10 at 560 WQM. Happy New Year from the fine folks at Armstrong Ford of Homestead. 2005 was a stupendous year for them, and thousands of new customers took advantage of the Neal deal and bought their new Ford from Armstrong Ford. Why do people shop there? It's easy. Armstrong Ford guarantees you a great price, great service after the sale, and that personal touch, they'll actually touch you, that comes from a local family-owned dealership. Pick up the phone right now and call General Manager David Rich at 305-247-5112. When you buy a new Ford from Armstrong Ford of Homestead, you also get, as I've been telling you for a very long time now, their exclusive Tires and Batteries for Life program. That's right. When you buy at Armstrong Ford, they give you free tires and batteries for the life of your car. That could save you a lot of money right there, thousands. David Rich and the staff will guarantee you won't find a better price any place in town, and because they're locally owned and operated, you know the rest. They'll treat you just like with velvet gloves. They'll treat you like family because they want to see you again and again for life. No bait and switch, no phony sales, so start the year off right with a great new Ford and a fantastic unbeatable deal from our friend David Rich and the staff at Armstrong Ford of Homestead. You'll find them at 30725 South Dixie Highway, 20 easy minutes south of the 836. On the web, it's ArmstrongCars.com, but better yet, drive a few miles extra, get on that Hershey Highway, and save thousands at Armstrong Ford of Homestead.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
Only in the Banana Republic, baby. Only in Miami.
Coming up tonight on Inside the Behind the True Hollywood Celebrity Music Biography Profile Story. They were one of the biggest alternative bands of the 80s and 90s, despite the fact that their lead singer was dead the entire time. They were The Cure.
I don't care about you, it's Friday, I'm in love.
Oh yeah, I've been dead since 1981. I was depressed at first, but I think I made it work for me.
The Cure's frontman, Robert Smith, was a ghoulish figure with pale white face and shocking Edward Scissorhands hair.
Well, I mean, it's a bit of a drag. We went through a lot of personnel changes in the band, you know, with my having to gradually suck their brains out with a straw for nourishment.
Sure, I could see that.
Of course, this was the 80s, so as they had more and more of their brains sucked out, the music got better.
Makes sense.
Basically, I didn't want a little thing like being dead to get in the way of my main goal.
Which was what?
Writing hit songs and banging lots of crumpet.
That's necrophilia.
Well, for them, yeah. Not for me. I was already dead.
I never looked at it that way.
Oh, sure. It ain't necrophilia if you're already dead. I mean, at worst, I'm guilty of what? Alive-ophilia.
You're pretty on top of it for a dead guy.
And listen, mate, I am still the one, the only, the original walking corpse. Eat my smoke, Michael Jackson.
The Cure. Hey, we would never have had those hot, slutty goth chicks without them. It's a big, juicy, sopping wet look at show business. Tonight, on Inside the Behind.
So speaking of movies, did you ever see Secret Window finally with Johnny Depp or not?
No.
Oh, well, there's another one maybe you ought to get.
Okay. Good.
In fact, it reminds me a little bit of The Shining, only actually a good story.
All right.
I don't want to ruin it for you, but
no.
it's... oh, okay. There's so many, I thought you were the movie expert, and I come to find out I'm seeing, well, actually, the reason being I keep channel surfing at night, and I keep finding all these interesting movies, like that one, Primal Fear.
It depends on what you come across. And
then The Human Stain last night was already 30 minutes in, but I saw it had 3 stars, and it had Anthony Hopkins and Nicole Kidman. I thought, well, this probably is going to be pretty good. And I thought it was. You wouldn't like the ending, though, but nevertheless.
I thought of one the other day that you might like, and I'll see if I can find it for you. The Straight Story. That's not what you think.
Gay. Yeah.
No, it's not.
The Straight Story? What's it about?
It's about an old guy who rides a ride-on lawnmower across the country.
Guy,
across the country to visit his dying brother.
Oh, that sounds really uplifting to me. I'll be sure and have a piece ready while I'm watching that. Movies to blow your brains out by.
No.
So depressing and morbid.
It's heartwarming.
Is it really?
It warms it right up.
I don't know. Who's in it?
Some old guy and some other old guy.
Oh. WQAM, hello.
George.
Yeah.
No.
Hello.
George.
Yeah. Yes?
You gotta get husky if you want to sound like it.
What?
Yeah, George.
God almighty, are you an idiot? Did you practice for this or what? Huh?
George.
Yeah, George my ass. I told you these calls are great. And you wonder why South Florida is in the shape that it is?
I don't wonder. Not
this
at all.
This show is a microcosm of what South Florida is all about, and it has been for years now. For like...
About 30, man.
Yeah. Even going back to days when I was talking to people over in Methuselah. That's South Florida for you, man. The early birds that were going to steal the sweet and low and the silverware. I'll never forget that one guy. He was serious, too. It was an INZ show. And this old fart calls, and I was screaming about the old cockers stealing putting pumpernicks out of business and all the other restaurants and all the stuff they steal. And I mentioned about there was a story that they had stolen the silverware. They were stealing the knives and putting them in their bags. And he calls me up and says, well, why not? In other words, I guess he assumed that the price of the early bird dinner also included the plates, the silverware, anything that wasn't tied down.
Well, they're going to be dying soon.
He was entitled to stick in his sack, which he probably had one, in his bag. WQAM, hello.
Captain Dave. I want to talk to Captain Dave.
Yeah, he's on the floor.
Captain Dave!
That's the oven guy. Idiot. Another idiot. WQAM, hello.
Onyx is the color you're looking for, Neil.
Onyx, that's it. Yeah, okay, thanks, Reverend Schmuck. Oh, actually, maybe that's where that movie, The Color Purple, speaking of Oprah, where that came from, because I don't know what that's all about. The Color Purple?
Yeah, what about it?
Does that have to do with Whoopi Goldberg?
Well, I think she's in it.
I don't know, because I can't look at her. WQAM, hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good morning, Neil.
Yes.
Hey, man, I was wondering if I could have those Aerosmith tickets.
No. That's on Monday, Schmuck. Let me say it again. It's on Monday. We're not going to be doing it on the air. It'll be one of those things you call the prize line.
Thank goodness.
And call up Vanna and Pat, and maybe if they're in a good mood, they'll give me quit bugging me for freebies, you jackass, you idiot.
You fairy.
God. All you got to do is mention it's been that's the main reason we stopped giving stuff away, because it just totally destroys the show, and you got a bunch of freeloaders who contribute nothing the rest of the time, and then they just all of a sudden they're all sweet and this. Oh, yeah, please had the ticket. No, you can't. WQAM, hello. Aerosmith free ticket line, hello.
Hi, Neil. Hi, George. That movie, The Straight Story, it really is very good. Here's the weird thing about it. George, you know who directed that?
No.
David Lynch.
Huh.
It's not unbelievable. I mean, it's such a normal...
out of his ordinary genre, yeah.
Yeah. And
what about The Human Stain? Did you see that?
What's that?
Did you see The Human Stain?
No, I didn't, but it sounds like something I'd like to watch. It's been
pretty interesting. I think you'd like it.
I've been avoiding it like George for no good reason, but
why?
I'll watch it now.
Because it's got some dark folks in it? Is that it? You have to get all racial with me.
No, I didn't know what it was about. But also the guy in The Straight Story is Robert Farnsworth, is the actor.
Okay.
He played that guy, one of the baseball coaches with Wilford Brimley in that baseball movie, that Redford plays the guy.
Oh, God. Oh, please. Okay, I'll take your word for it. Thanks a lot. That did it for me. The baseball movie with Robert Redford. What was it, Field of Dreams, or one of those syrupy, sappy... I'll be honest with you. I'm not a Robert Redford fan. Never have been. Now, All the President's Men was a good movie only, not because he was in it, only because it was about Woodward and Bernstein. Then, of course, we found out that Bob Woodward's a real dullard who's very pedantic and kisses George Bush's ass. But other than that...
It was The Natural, by the way.
Oh, the natural. Well, it's the same thing. Field of Dreams, all that same old crap. But thanks very much for correcting me on that. We got to get it right. I mean, isn't that important that we get this stuff right?
Terribly important.
Not really. We don't really care. It's one of those days. It's Friday the 13th, baby. It's comme ci, comme ça, whatever goes. I got so many good stories here, including the green glowing pigs and homeless advocates called Sarasota, the meanest city in the USA. You know, it's funny. I worked in Sarasota, WSPB, which is no longer that anymore, 1973, about 30 years ago.
About 30, man.
32 to be exact. And back then, I remember it was being called the City of Hate. Because back during the racially segregated days, I mean, they were really... in fact, there was that dog track, I think the one in Bradenton, or was it in Sarasota? Did they have one too? Whatever the hell it was. And they had like segregated bathrooms and water fountains, and not that they were alone, but it was just a very hateful city. So I guess it kind of, a logical progression to eventually go from Sarasota to South Florida. Wouldn't you think?
I would think.
The city of hate. Like that. How do you measure hate? I guess you listen to the show.
Right, with a hatometer.
You listen to the show and you hear a lot of it. WQAM, hello. QAM.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, how you doing?
All right.
Oh, man, I haven't spoke to you in years.
Yeah, it sounds like Veggie from Boca. Or maybe the salad guy.
Man, you're a breath of fresh air.
Don't tell me this is Marcello.
Down here. No, it's Chris from Hialeah.
Oh, Chris from Hialeah. Who the hell are you?
Yeah. Hey, can you teach me how to doy?
Yeah. We have doying lessons starting Monday at 10 a.m. Okay, be tuning in for that. George is going to give a doy. Right on here.
Sign up right outside the doy.
Now, okay, thanks. That was Chris in Hialeah, by the way. Just catch him and beat the crap out of him.
With a bat.
Yeah, he was good. 20 before 11 at 560 WQM. Who says that Friday the 13th has to be unlucky? Not when you go to Pompano Park Racing and Poker. Come out and get lucky today. Friday the 13th at Pompano Park. There'll be free prize drawings just to show you how lucky you might be. And you could win a trip for two to the Isla Capri Our Lucaya Resort, or maybe a 20-inch flat-screen TV with a built-in DVD and VHS player, or maybe a betting voucher or dinner certificate. You must be 21 years of age or older to enter. And if that's not lucky enough, the first 500 patrons will get a free Lucky Rabbit's Foot keychain. That's today, Friday the 13th at Pompano Park, where they always feature free admission, free general parking every day of your life. Live harness racing in the poker room are open every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. Poker gets underway at noon, and live racing gets underway nightly, including tonight at 7:25 and a p.m. And don't forget, every Monday night at Pompano Park, there's a 2 for $25 dinner special in the top of the park restaurant on the 6th floor. And every Wednesday night is dollar night for draft beer, soda, hot dogs, and lots more, just $1. Pompano Park is also open every day, 7 days and nights a week for simulcasting with the best in harness thoroughbred highlight action from all across North America for you to watch and plunge your guts on. And don't forget, of course, coming soon, slots. Look for a friendly machine man. Pompano Park, a block south of Atlantic Boulevard on Powerline Road. For the new racing schedule, 954-972-2000, or on the wicked web, it's pompanopark.com. Don't forget that poker room opens at noon today. Live racing, 7:25 tonight at Pompano Park.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
Hi, this is Larry King, and they don't come any better than Neil Rogers.
Who's back?
Larry.
Oh, can I hear him now? Larry.
I'm here.
Oh, there you go. I can almost hear you now.
I'm going to move around the plane.
Yeah. Well, don't move too much.
I don't understand how astronauts could talk from the moon, and I can't talk from the plane.
Yeah.
Sounds like the plane landed.
Anyway, no worse still. I'm looking out over the Rockies.
You're still in the air?
I'm in the air.
How about the plane?
Good question, Neil.
Now, you didn't really say...
The worst talk radio I've ever heard in my life was on WIOD.
You didn't really say that, did you?
Yeah, I did. I can't believe that station, except for you, Neil.
I knew it! I knew he loved me! I knew it!
I love Neil Rogers.
Well, yeah.
Here's the problem with the station.
Whenever
I'm in Miami, first, whoever the general manager is...
Bob Green. In fact, Bob, you know something? Bob is still wiping the tears from his eyes from the last conversation. We said we got Larry King on the phone. He's in the other room right now weeping like a woman. Seriously, he is.
I'm going with Bar Mitzvah.
Are you? In about 4 or 5 years. He's not old enough yet.
When he makes it, yeah. Then,
how about going to his bris? That would be even better.
With the guy in the afternoon does 1,000 voices, right?
Yeah, Phil Hendry.
He doesn't. He's ashamed of his own.
Huh?
He's ashamed of his own.
Yeah, he's ashamed of his own voice. That's right.
Yes, he does other voices.
Right.
Neil, how do you account for 20 years?
How do I feel?
How do you feel?
I feel like Methuselah on a bad day. That's how I feel. I feel like I just sat down with Eucola Katzenstein at WKAT and started my first day, and I went to the First National Bank on Alton Road, and she said, "Do you feel rich now, Neil? For $215 a week." That's how I feel. Incredible.
What was your first break?
Listen to this, Larry.
I went to work and knocked on doors and got a job at a small radio station in Miami Beach, Florida. I did everything. I did the board. I did jock. I did sports. I did news. I did everything. Cleaned up. I did everything.
Is that true?
Yeah, but when you play those tapes, obviously it's part of your shtick, and you have it repeated.
Yeah.
Why do you do that over and over?
For emphasis. We want to make sure they...
Why don't you do something new?
Our audience is a little bit slow. We want to make sure they catch it the 40th or 50th time.
Yeah, 15 years slow.
Exactly.
Try a top 10 list.
Okay, top 10, that's good. I'll start ripping off David Letterman. That would be good. That's original. Hey, listen, there's a guy here that wants to talk to you. You're going to pee in your pants right there on the plane when you hear this voice.
How are you, Larry? Larry.
Again.
I said, Larry, how are you?
Who is that?
How soon they forget?
Who is that?
Your hockey friend.
Rimmer.
Right.
it's the Grim Rimmer.
Rimmer, what are you doing in that studio?
I came to see my good friend Neil Rogers.
You're the guy he liked.
And not all that much either, Larry. Don't get carried away.
Well, I knew he liked someone. He likes you, Rimmer.
Hey, can't beat it. Join it.
We scored in the last minute and tied you, Emma.
I know. I thought you'd be here last night.
Oh, now he's a Capitals fan. Now he's a Capitals fan. All of a sudden, they got lucky and got a point. Now it's we. Nice going, Larry.
I'm honorary captain of the Caps. Rimmer will tell you.
Yeah, he is honorary captain.
Yeah, you and that Craig Berube, you make a good pair.
I'm going to come down in 2 weeks for spring training, and I'm coming to the Rogers studio.
All right.
I'll pick you up and bring you.
That's a deal. I'm inviting you right now. Anytime you're in town, you come in here.
I'm coming. You ring. Cheryl will call me. I'll call her. I'll be there.
We'll feed you. We'll get from the Villa Deli on Walton Road on the beach. We'll bring you the best deli you've had since that crazy place you keep plugging on the air. And it'll be a picnic.
Happy anniversary, Neil.
Thanks, Larry.
Okay, baby. Bye, Jeff.
Don't drop Pat too hard. Wow. Haven't played that in years, you know what?
No, I know.
That was for the 20th anniversary. You can only imagine what Larry's going to say this time. He never met an ass he wouldn't kiss. He likes to smile. No, he likes seeing that big smile on those two cheeks, you know. I guess he looks at you like sideways. He likes looking at you best laying down. Oh, brother. That was really something. And, of course, how appropriate, too, that Rimmer was in there. And the bird. I never realized it before, but listening to that bit there, the bird sounded like a woman. Didn't he? Sounded like a lady. Yeah, the bird sounded a little bit like a lady. Maybe that's why he liked them boyish and goyish or whatever he used to say. I think he might have been, I don't know what it is. I think he was like asexual, kind of Canadian. 5670560, pound 560. That was special. Well, I got to play that again in about 2 years. I can't even remember the last time I played that.
No, it's been years.
And, of course, Cheryl set that whole thing up. And when he was in town, did he ever come into the studio?
No.
Is he full of crap? Yeah. That's Larry.
He didn't owe you money, did he?
No, he did not, thank goodness. But I remember that guy with the dog food. He owed the $5,000, and that guy's been dead for several years now. Everybody you would talk to, oh, you know Larry King? Well, Larry ripped me off for $5,000 for this kids show he was going to put on. Then, of course, there never was any kids show, but there was a $5,000. And then there were all the bad checks in the drawer at Hialeah and Gulfstream Park. All of these things. In fact, Larry is kind of like the Pete Rose of broadcasting. 5670560, pound 560 in the Verizon Singular Wireless line. Now, don't be setting up a whole bunch of phony calls for March 1st like you did that one year. Huh?
I ain't doing crap.
No, I don't.
It's
so insincere and it's so fake, and contrived. Oh, happy anniversary, Neil. People I haven't heard from like in 20 years who couldn't give a crap less if you're dead or alive. And they're calling in to kiss your ass. I don't want that.
People asked me if I was doing anything, and I said I'm actively doing nothing.
What people asked you that? People that keep interfering in the show, you mean?
No comment.
Yeah, who asked you that?
I think at the time it was Duff. Right?
Oh, yeah. Well, Duff, butt out. Go sell something, okay, sweetheart? Duff.
You fairy.
And quit the crap. Quit interfering. Just like with that best of. So, he makes a lot of work for other people, then he, washes his hands of it, WQAM, hello.
Loan me $50.
WQ, the Dark Larry King. QAM, hello.
Neil, yesterday you were talking about diabetes.
Yeah.
You know that the actual cure is in Argentina. Some doctor down there is taking stem cells from your own body.
Yeah.
And it's not even an operation. They poke you somehow into your
poke you?
But it really works. The FDA doesn't even want to talk to this guy. He's been down here in Miami. Doesn't even want to know this guy's alive.
Well, I'm sure of that. Can you imagine all the money these pharmaceuticals will lose with all those expensive blood strips and all the other crap and the pills and the insulin and that stuff? Oh, my God. Multi-billion-dollar industry.
He did the operation on his own son, and now the guy from headquarters Toyota, the owner, he's down there, and he just did the operation 2 days ago.
Well, I'll see you in Buenos Aires, man. I'll be right on down. Wouldn't that be great? I can go back and eat my pizza and spaghetti and stuff like that.
Yeah, but what if you don't have enough of a stem to get any cells from?
I know stem. WQAM, hello. WQAM, hello.
Can you play Bring Out the Gayness?
No, but we can play this for you. Oops. WQAM, hello. Not there. Okay, see, like I said, I'm going to go to my pile because I thought we'd really... I see, they always throw you in the beginning. Like it's going to really be a wild Friday the 13th, and they might have something. And then you find out it's like the same 4 people over and over and over and over. Oh, brother. Again.
I have no life.
That crowd. 567. I'll give it one more shot. Then I'm going to go in the 11 o'clock hour because I have a big poll of very important crap today, including the rant by Doug Thompson, your favorite. Bush could seize absolute control of U.S. government. I might even do that before the glowing pigs. It's so important. Muy importante. Line 9. This will be short. QAM, hello.
How about saying something?
See what I'm saying? I knew it. WQAM, hello. QAM.
Hey, Neil.
Yes.
Hey, I love your show. How about a poll for Momo there, like the top 10 to where he should go?
Yeah. Momo, moo, moo, mau, mau. Okay, get a life. WQAM, hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm calling about the free tickets, Aerosmith.
Yeah.
When will they be available?
What about them?
Am I the last caller? Want to know if I won?
Yeah, you won. I'll tell you what you won. Another one of those. We got an endless supply of those today. Schmuck. Get back on a banana boat, okay, before you go to see Aerosmith. Get on a banana boat. Go see Alien first. In fact, give Alien the tickets for Aerosmith. Wouldn't it be something if Alien showed up at one of the local concert?
I don't think it'd be Aerosmith.
He would just be mobbed. Well, why not? Maybe Celia Cruz.
Or Los Van Van.
Celia Cruz, man. She's coming back. Her and Carmen Miranda. WQAM, hello.
Hi, good morning, Neil.
Yes.
I was in and out of the house yesterday, and I thought I caught or listened to someone say something about a memorial service for Skipper Chuck.
Yes.
Is there such a thing, or was I
Yes,
dreaming?
there is. It's Monday at 2:30. Well, we got a bad echo on his phone. Monday at 2:30 at the Gardens Memorial Park, 4103 North Military Trail in Boca.
Hold on, my goodness. Want to put me over with George so I can get that address a little bit better?
No, I'll give it to you again. 4103 North Military Trail in Boca Gardens Memorial Park. It's Monday at 2:30.
Gardens Memorial.
Right. And say hi to Hank when you're there, okay? 567-0560. I mean, I think I gave it to her nice and slow about 50 times, and I think at that point, you know what I'm saying? Well, she didn't want to get it from you, but you don't have it. Number two, you're just a heartless bastard anyway. I don't blame you. WQAM, hello.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hey, Bubba the Love Sponge put in a good word for you on Sirius yesterday.
Did
Take
he really?
the job. Take the job, man, because
Yeah.
this show here ain't like it used to be.
Yeah,
so
I know.
take the job.
And once we lost the fart
Get a
times,
new
yeah, okay, take the
sidekick.
job. I already got a job, okay? You need a job. You need that lobotomy. They got a sale on them this week at Kmart.
Wow, he should apply.
Yeah. Bubba the Love Sponge my ass. You know, it's really
Big
interesting,
sponge.
but these people on this satellite radio, all of them, including the very, very, very over-promoted ones, they're like fading into oblivion because they've marginalized themselves in the industry. And so while everybody and anybody knows about terrestrial AM and FM and PM and BM, all of this other stuff is just farting in the windstorm, you know? And like I already told you, once you hear those words the first a few times, it becomes real old and, do I dare say it, stale. Oh, no, stale. That's bad. Nothing worse than being stale. Oh, reports of a possible gunman at Millwee Middle School. Where's this? I just missed where just by half a second. A gunman in a school in Seminole County, Florida.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. Middle school is locked down in Seminole County in Florida. Some nut job with a gun.
This is Neil Rogers.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
This is 560 QAM.
This is the Neil Rogers Show. This is your brain. Any questions?
We're back with Jennifer Aniston.
Mm-hmm.
She's already had 30 cosmetic procedures, including breast implants, lips, a brow lift, cheek and lip implants, 3 nose jobs, a liposuction, and is contemplating more surgery.
Mm-hmm.
I think you need more.
Absolutely.
Corpus Christi, Texas. Hello.
Jennifer.
Yes.
Is your new movie any good?
No.
No.
Not really.
So people shouldn't bother paying to see it?
I don't think so.
Okay, I won't.
East Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. Hello.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi. My question for Jennifer is, did you sleep with a lot of your co-stars?
I did, but not a lot. A lot.
With Vince Vaughn, right? Yeah?
Yeah, and it was great.
That's important.
Oh, yeah.
Jennifer Aniston, the film is...
It's true.
At any rate, the reason we're Larry Intensive, they were slicing him an ass on MSNBC last night.
Were they?
Because he keeps bringing these authors on, and he never reads the book, so he hasn't got any idea what he's talking about. So he had this James Frey, the Oprah phony on, and he was asking all the wrong questions because he didn't read any of the book.
I heard it was a great book.
Yeah, if you like fiction. You know, this Oprah, she deserves to have egg on her puss. I'll tell you that right now. She just makes me gag.
I bet she likes egg on her puss.
Anyway, how's that poll coming? What did you hate most about your childhood? I'm just ignoring you altogether. You're just over the top, under the bottom, over the top, and on the grandma's house. What did you hate most about your childhood? Getting dragged to church, 270. We got 1,696 votes. Our goal is 1,700. We're going to change the poll around noon, I think, to the weekend poll. My childhood was great, 249. Well, I salute you. We're very happy for you. What happened in the meantime? School, 211. Not having money, 210. Getting bullied, 190. All them bullies out there. Kill them. I hate this pool, 107. Getting dragged to visit relatives, 97. Oh, boy, I hated that. Every once in a while, I talk them out of it, you know?
Actually, it was a good thing for me. I got to eat then.
Oh. My parents, 84. Getting picked last for sports, 74. Being abused, 67. Spankings, 42. Being treated like an infant, 34. Mom's cooking, 20. Fat, they're saying. Not my mom. She said that's about all she could do. My neighborhood, 20. The old hood. And going hungry, only 15. Yeah, like I said, this crowd never was going to go hungry at any age. Believe me, I've seen them. WQAM, hello. WQAM.
Hey, by the way, on the childhood thing, it was getting locked in the bathroom, but that's not what I called you about.
Okay.
I was watching the Alito hearings, okay? Now, there's nothing really offensive about this guy if you're watching, but if you study his past rulings, you discover something.
Yeah.
When it comes to a ruling either on the side of the little guy or the powerful or the corporate, he always rules on the side of the powerful.
Yeah, we know that. Okay, thank you. And President Lincoln enjoyed the play a hell of a lot. He said it was a real hoot. I'm going to go to my pile, okay? I gave it a shot, and we got people just restating the obvious and telling us things that everybody, even little kids, know, and, bada-beep-bada-boop-bada-bop, and Alito's wife cried. Doug Thompson, the rant. Bush could seize absolute control of U.S. government.
Oh, my God.
President George W. Bush has signed executive orders giving him sole authority to impose martial law, suspend habeas corpus, and ignore the Posse Comitatus Act that prohibits deployment of U.S. troops on American streets. This would give him absolute dictatorial power over the government with no checks and balances.
Absolutely.
Bush discussed imposing martial law on American streets in the aftermath of 9/11, activating national security initiatives put in place by Ronald Reagan during the 80s. Well, one good Nazi deserves another. That's what they always say. These national security initiatives, hatched in 82 by controversial Marine Colonel Ollie North, later one of the key players in the Iran-Contra scandal, charged FEMA with administering executive orders that allowed suspension of the Constitution. By the way, nice job at New Orleans, FEMA. You're really doing it. Maybe some of that money will get there eventually. Charged FEMA with administering executive orders that allowed suspension of the Constitution, implementation of martial law, internment camps, and turning the government over to the president and the agency. Internment camps for, illegal aliens like George. John Brinkerhoff, Deputy Director of FEMA, developed the martial law implementation plan following a template originally developed by former FEMA Director Louis Giuffrida to battle a national uprising of black militants. Giuffrida's, that's how you say it. Giuffrida's implementation of martial law called for jailing at least 21 million African Americans in relocation camps. Lovely. Brinkerhoff later admitted in an interview with the Miami Herald that President Reagan signed off on the initiatives and they remained in place dormant until George W. Bush took office. Brinkerhoff later moved on the Answer Institute for Homeland Security, and following the 9/11 terrorist attacks, provided the Bush White House and the Pentagon with talking points supporting national security initiatives that would allow imposition of martial law and suspension of the Posse Comitatus Act of '78, the law that's supposed to forbid use of troops for domestic law enforcement. Brinkerhoff argued that intentions of Posse Comitatus are misunderstood and misapplied, and that the U.S. has in times of national emergency the full and absolute authority to send troops into American streets to enforce order and maintain the peace. Bush used parts of the plan to send troops into the streets of New Orleans following Hurricane Katrina. In addition, the FEMA hired former Special Forces personnel from the mercenary firm Blackwater USA to enforce security. Blackwater USA, in its promotional materials, describes itself as the most comprehensive professional military, law enforcement, security, peacekeeping, and stability operations company in the world, adding that we've established a global presence and provide training and operational solutions for the 21st century in support of security and peace and freedom and democracy everywhere. Blackwater is also a major U.S. contractor in Iraq and has a contract with the Bush White House to provide additional security work on an on-as-need basis. Needed. How you like that?
Okay.
The Department of Homeland Security has established the Northern Command for National Defense, a wide-ranging program that includes FEMA, the Pentagon, the FBI, and the National Security Agency. Executive orders already signed by Bush allow the Northern Command to send troops into American streets, seize control of radio and television stations, and networks, and impose martial law in times of national emergency. Like if Laura's got a hangnail. The authority to declare what is or not a national emergency rests entirely with Bush, who doesn't have to either consult or seek the approval of Congress for permission to assume absolute control over the government of the U.S., The White House press office would neither confirm nor deny existence of Bush's executive orders or the existence of the Northern Command for National Defense, neither would the Department of Homeland Security. But my sources within the White House and DHS tell me the plans are in place, ready for implementation when the command comes from the man who keeps telling the American public that he's a wartime president and who will do anything in my power, he says, to impose his will on the people of the USA, and he's made sure that power will be absolute when he chooses to use it. That's your buddy Doug Thompson at CapitolHillBlue.com.
I love that guy.
He's good. Here's a long fax that just came over the machine. It's a good machine, by the way, from Steve, with like a little smiley face at the end of it. I just looked at it. I did. It says, I'm outraged and need to vent. Oh, here we go with that Book of Daniel thing again. My wife and I watched that new show on NBC called The Book of Daniel last Friday night. It's a soap opera comedy series about a priest who's got a dysfunctional family, and Jesus magically appears during the show to give him advice. Sounds like South Park to me. The local NBC affiliate here in Nashville aired the first show last Friday. It was hilarious. Now, after pressure from the Christian community, WSMV Channel 4 has decided to pull the show as of tonight. They're pulling it. I just called the station and ripped them a new hole. I told them that it's a sad day in this country when a few emails and phone calls can determine your programming. There must have been 50,000 viewers in the market who watched the show, and couldn't imagine more than a few hundred, even a couple thousand people who complained to me the viewing percentages don't add up. Also, I said it was very irresponsible of the management of WSMV to air the first show in a series, not have been proactive enough to preview the show, knowing their market might not have aired it at all. The station wanted to air the show in the middle of the night, but NBC wouldn't let them do it. They had like about 2:30 in the morning when everybody's sloughing. Mm-hmm. My next step is to vent to NBC New York and DirecTV because I can't receive CNBC to watch the show on another channel. Another thing is every other station in Tennessee, the so-called Bible Belt, is airing the show and allowing their audience to make the choice or watch or change the channel like the American effing way ought to be. Thanks for your time, Neil God. I love your show and listen on the internet every day, yada, yada, yada. P.S. One of the funniest things on the Book of Daniel was Jesus appeared in the priest's car, and he was wearing a seatbelt. I guess he just wants to be safe. Well, you can never be too careful, you know?
That's right, with traffic these days?
That's right. Jesus is very scared of that crowd of crazy drivers. You know who we're scared of because we're afraid he got loose again? The Whisperer. Yeah, yeah, that's why that's Josh's favorite line. Because it's always amusing and a panic, a real laugh riot.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that must be it. See, there's a way to deal with it. Catch him off guard. He didn't know what the hell hit him. Scientists in Taiwan say they've bred 3 pigs that glow in the dark. 3 little pigs. Isn't this something? Wouldn't it be great when the day is coming, man? Can you imagine what's going to be like in about 200 years?
Ooh.
Well, of course, that's first of all, Florida will be all underwater.
Right.
Anyway, these scientists claim that while other researchers have bred partly fluorescent pigs, theirs are the only pigs in the world which are green through and through. The pigs are transgenic, created by adding genetic material from jellyfish into a normal pig embryo. Oh, they must have used those on Jew Lieberman. And also Sam Alito. You notice how wimpy he is? He talks just like Lieberman. He's a wimpy Nazi. The researchers hope the pigs will boost the island's stem cell research as well as helping with the study of human disease. The researchers from National Taiwan University's Department of Animal Science and Technology say that although the pigs glow, they're otherwise no different from any others. Oh, I can't wait to get my first green or glowing bratwurst.
You can have green eggs and ham.
A see-through job. Yeah, green eggs and ham I am. Taiwan is not claiming a world first. Others have bred partially fluorescent pigs before, but the researchers insist the 3 pigs they produced are better. Our pigs are better than your pigs. They're the only ones that are green from the inside out. Even their heart and internal organs are green, they say. Oh, perfect for St. Patty's Day.
I let it.
Unless you're Jewish, of course, because then it would be treif. To create them, DNA from jellyfish was added to about 265 pig embryos, which were implanted in 8 different pigs. 4 of the pigs became pregnant, and 3 male piglets were born 3 months ago. In daylight, the researchers say the pig's eyes, teeth, and trotters look green. What is a trotter?
They're feet, man.
Is that like a pacer? Their trotters look green. Their skin has a greenish tinge. In the dark, shine a blue light on them, and they glow torchlight bright. The scientists will use the transgenic pigs to study human disease. Because the pig's genetic material is green, it's easy to spot. So if, for instance, some of its stem cells are injected into another animal, scientists can track how they develop without the need for a biopsy or invasive test. But creating them hasn't been easy. Many of the altered embryos failed to develop. The researchers say they hope the new green pigs will mate with ordinary female pigs to create a new generation. Maybe they'll be like chartreuse. Much greater numbers of transgenic pigs for use in research. Wouldn't that be great?
That'd be special.
Or like Bullwinkle said, how about a chartreuse moose? Sounds good to me, on the loose. So if Alex Bennett is on there and that old dykey fag-hag Lynn Samuels, it's no wonder. Speaking of Bubba the Love Sponge.
Hey, a bargain at any price.
What's that? Lynn?
It's that programming, the lineup.
No, yeah, and Martha Stewart. I mean, what more could you want?
Exactly.
Huh? Yeah, I'd sure pay $13 a month just never to hear her name again. Or James Frey. Yeah, we'll get to that eventually. Good old Jim Frey and Oprah's book. If Oprah recommends it, it must be true. And, of course, she called in toward the end of the show on Larry's show a couple nights ago to make sure that everybody... now, I mean, she's already got $1 billion. You think she's getting like a rake-off on this crap?
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Yeah, who are you kidding, honey? Okay? She's smearing it. Good old Oprah. And, by the way, I'm going to have an extra burger for lunch just to piss her off.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 GAM.
People are talking. Can it really be? Did Brad put the baby in Angelina Jolie?
Well, the rumors say it happened. Exactly, well, we don't know when. I can't wait to hear until the news is given to Miss Aniston. Is Angelina pregnant? Can it be? Is Angelina pregnant? So how can this be? They're gonna go out and buy everything. Cribs and bibs and rings and things. Is Angelina pregnant? Oh my God, is Angelina pregnant? Brad, what did you do? I'm not old-fashioned, Brad, but have you...
18, I kind of like that. Let's play that 100 times. So the phone is ringing. There must be a package downstairs. Should I go check out the package?
You might. You can put that nose picker bit on. Can't get tired of that yet.
She takes a finger...
That's the one.
...and digs it deep into a nostril for something green. Oh, she's a nose picker. She's digging down. Don't flick it at me. Her finger's long. Now I ain't saying she's a nose picker. It's big and deep. But can you see the end of her finger? Now I ain't saying she's a nose picker. Give me the cream. She's doing making me sick. I can't believe. Dig it, girl. Go ahead, dig it. It's on her sleeve. It's close, girl. You know it's close. I'm gonna heat. Dig it, girl. Your nose picker. I'm gonna heat. Dig it, girl. Go ahead. Her finger's long. Now I ain't saying she's a nose picker. It's big and deep.
People are talking.
Yeah, we'll just keep playing. We'll alternate back and forth. Right. What do you say? Anyway, it's 19 past 11 at 560 WQM. Let's take a look at that Friday the 13th lineup, man. You're lucky on Friday the 13th because you got the Momeister, Mo Howard David, the pedantic one between 2 and 4, the bombastic one. Mad Dog at Hooters in the Pines 4 to 7. Curtis Stevenson at 7 o'clock tonight for 3 solid hours. And then Lenny Martez at 10. We have nothing to do with that. Oh, did Rimmer bring in the food yet?
Oh, yeah, I got it right here.
Didn't he? I'm sure he's going to feed you guys, bring a nice lunch, because I'm sure he's in town with the Columbus Straitjackets and Doug McClain. Wouldn't surprise me at all. So maybe he'll bring you guys the lunch that he's been owing you for all these years, especially after all those 80 zillion meals that I bought him and his ganze Mischpoche. That would be nice, but don't hold your breath.
I won't.
Yeah, but they're doing so great there in Columbus. You know, they actually won a couple of games. Homeless advocates call Sarasota the meanest city in America. Oh, it is. They are mean. Lean and mean and surly queen. An ordinance prohibiting outdoor sleeping overnight without permission on public or private property has earned the city the top spot on a national advocacy organization's list of mean cities toward the homeless. A judge recently upheld the ordinance passed in August by city commissioners after 2 similar no camping rules were declared unconstitutional. Unconstitutional, like I just said. They could have been taken off the mean list if they would have just done away with that ordinance, said Michael Stoops, acting director of the Washington-based National Coalition for the Homeless. I wonder if they know Sean Cannoni. I prefer a nice chocolate cannoli myself as opposed to cannoni, but I wonder if they know that clown. Don't be giving no money to those homeless voice people, okay, unless you're an idiot.
Oh, I see them doing that, giving the money, that is. I don't want to, like, honk my horn.
Why? Why are you giving those people money? They're standing in the middle of the street. They're interfering with your life. It's a cult, okay? We want to make sure everybody knows that. It's a cult, and Sean Cannoni's got that big, expensive house while these people are, like, out there schlepping around for him. The advocacy organization on Wednesday, that's the National Coalition for the Homeless, released its annual report on homelessness in cities nationwide. Boy, they ought to come here, man. They could have a field day in this city. Sarasota tops its list of the nation's 20 worst cities for treating the homeless in 2005 after ranking in number 11 the year before, so they zoomed to the top of the list. Lawrence, Kansas, which I never heard of in my life, is ranked number 2. Little Rock, Arkansas is number 3. And then it was Atlanta, and then Vegas. Well, I'll tell you why, probably Vegas.
Why?
They don't want no vagrants sitting around, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Not on the strip, anyway.
Not on the strip or anywhere where the tourists can see it, because they make an offer you can't refuse. It's just like anybody that pulls any hanky-panky in Vegas won't see them no more. They won't tolerate it. Sarasota officials argue that the no-lodging ordinance helps keep the city's homeless out of unsafe and unhealthy camps. This is the best thing we can do for them, Mayor Mary Ann Servian said. A person can be found in violation if numerous items of personal belongings are present. The person is engaged, well, let's see, I got my shoes, my watch, my pantaloonies, my underwear, my shirt, that's personal belongings.
Right.
The person is engaged in cooking activities, like maybe on sterno, you know. The person is built or is maintaining a fire. The person is engaged in digging or earth-breaking activities, so I guess I can't dig for those coins again like I did when I was a kid.
And don't dig with a latrine either, just do it right there on the grass.
Or well, in Amsterdam, they have those outdoor latrines, man. You just step right up and, Or the person is asleep and when awakened states that he or she has no other place to live, the ordinance states. 45 people were arrested last year for violating the ordinance, which gives police the option of transporting violators to a shelter instead of jail. The National Coalition for the Homeless compiled a list with the National Law Center on Homelessness and Poverty. Atlanta, Dallas, Las Vegas, and Houston were among the cities in the top 10 mean cities in 2005. Stoops said it puts pressure on cities to rethink their criminalization strategies. No city should want to be labeled a mean city. Oh, you're so mean.
So they have a national...
Student shot at middle school in Florida.
Oh, well.
Here's the shot student du jour, not to be confused with the lost minor du jour who fell... Whatever happened with that guy that fell in the hole yesterday? Never heard about it.
I guess he might be still in there.
Maybe it was okay.
Or still falling.
According to the report, homelessness is measured by increased demands for emergency shelter went up nationally. It estimated that 3.5 million Americans experienced homelessness.
So
they have like that. So count your blessings, all you people with a place to go to, okay? 3.5 million people are out there in the streets, living on a street corner, freezing their ass off.
So I didn't know they had a national coalition for the homeless.
Yeah.
Do they have an address?
Why, are you going to sign up?
Yeah.
Pam Anderson wants Colonel Sanders' bust out of the Kentucky State Cap. I wanted his bust. Not to bust out. A little late for that. She wants his bust out of the Frankfort, Kentucky.
Yeah, I got a comment for her.
Yeah, I'm sure. Don't say it.
All right.
It's probably you.
Uh-huh. 4.
Frankfort, Kentucky. First came calls to remove the statue of Confederate... First of all, she's Canadian. What she's doing interfering in American politics anyway, eh? She's a Canadian bitch.
Who's back up north of the border, Pam?
And stay out of here, Pam. Okay, we got enough tourists already. We got Stephen Harper. Oh, God. What are these people thinking about? Well, you know something? It'll teach them a lesson. Just like Bush taught a lot of people a lesson. A lot of them are dead now, by the way. An animal rights group is calling for the bust of Colonel Harlan Sanders, founder of KFC, to be hauled out. And television star Pam Anderson is leading the charge. The bust, well, isn't that her expertise, the area?
Yeah, she has several of them.
The bust of Colonel Sanders stands as a monument to cruelty and has no place in Kentucky State Capitol, Anderson said in a statement issued for Georgia's very favorite organization.
PETA.
That's the one.
Mm-hmm. Nut jobs.
An animal rights group based in Norfolk, Virginia. The suggestion didn't ruffle feathers in Governor Ernie Fletcher's orifice. We certainly appreciate everyone's right to an opinion, spokeswoman Jody Whittaker said. Colonel Sanders was one of Kentucky's most distinguished citizens, a great entrepreneur, and a fine charitable man of faith. And he certainly, you notice they always have to put in that man of faith, like that somehow makes him better than us heathens. And he certainly has a place in Kentucky history. We believe he warrants appropriate recognition as such. So don't mess with our bust, Pam, you bitch, you slut.
You fairy.
Anderson has been involved in a public relations campaign to raise awareness of what she calls abuse of chickens in processing plants that supply poultry to the Louisville-based chicken chain. In a letter to Fletcher, Anderson detailed alleged abuses of chickens by KFC suppliers. Among her claims, she said workers in a slaughterhouse in West Virginia have been filmed tearing the heads off live birds, spitting tobacco in their eyes, spray painting their faces and slamming them on the ground. Spitting tobacco in their eyes? Well, maybe they just want to give them a little share the juice. We felt the bust of Colonel Sanders is inappropriate in the state capitol because it portrays a man who founded a company that treats chickens in a way that would be illegal if dogs or cats were the victims, said Matt Prescott. He spoke, well, you know, first of all, maybe it's a good idea because kids should be taught that chickens are not appropriate pets.
That's a good idea. Remember what happened to that
girl? About that girl that died from kissing her chicken?
Kissing it and pulling
now, if you kiss your dog, you kiss your kitty cat, that's one thing. But don't kiss your chicken. KFC spokeswoman Lori Shallow said this is just another misguided publicity stunt by PETA in their attempt to create a vegan society. Oh, vegan my ass. Don't take away my burgers and my steak and my brats, okay? Don't be messing with that stuff. I'll tear your kishkis out. Although Kishka, turns out, is vegetarian.
Doesn't it have, like, beef fat in it?
It has, like, well, I don't know. It has beef gravy on it. I know that. It's not worth a damn without the gravy. It's dry. Real dry.
I thought the recipe we got had
and it also is cooked in the intestine. That's why they call it kishka. Kishkis are intestines.
That ain't too vegan.
Well, but it's not. But the filling is, though, the innards. The good stuff. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if Irma brings you guys a whole big bunch of kishki and potato latkes and brisket for lunch today, on Friday the 13th. He'll be in there. Not. Cheapskate. Yeah, he'll be ripping out. Oh, and by the way, Judge McDonald was just terrible last night, filling in for Dave Strader. Make you appreciate what a good job Dave does. Oh, he was just awful. They got like a 2-on-1 break. They're on the verge of scoring a goal. They're racing down the ice, and he's like, but he don't know what the hell's going on, man. Hey, Jugs, when you reach 100 years old, it's time to hang him up and keep him hung up. Oh, they had to bring him back out because Dave Strader's doing the NBC game tomorrow, and he's going to be with the Olympics. So, yeah. Jugs McDonald, wow. And Denise Potvin, that's a match made in purgatory. And by the way, Denise, I got 2 words for you. Shut up.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
Charged, the judge repeating all of the facts in the prosecution's charging documents and him saying over and over again, yes, Your Honor, yes, Your Honor, yes, Your Honor.
He's just a lobbyist who was given lots of gifts before. He's gonna be dismissed. They're gonna walk him through that prison door. Indicted for sure. Jack gave him off. He ain't giving no innocent plea. He ripped the people off. He'll get what he deserves for conspiracy.
Number 32. During the next break, I'm going to rush downstairs and get that disc. And then we'll preview the new crap. I'm sure that's what it is, HCN. I'm sure we'll preview it on the air, and then if we got to dump something out, Josh can have his thumb right on it.
All right.
So keep your thumb on that square yellow. Well, not right now, but momentarily.
It's more rectangular, I'd say.
And if I don't get back in time, too bad. In fact, maybe it's such a nice day again. It's like 46 or something like that. Yeah. You'll just wander outside, go to the convenience store, pick up a few things over there.
We got filler music queued up in case you don't get back in time.
What do you mean music? What is that? What is that? In other words, if I'm not speaking like every minute of the whole 4 hours in between those 80-minute commercial breaks, then that's it. The best you can do is play a bunch of Lester Flatt and Earl Scruggs.
That's the best I can do.
All right, Lester Flatt and Earl Scruggs, man. It's that good old retard country music, man.
Actually,
inbred country music for inbred geeks like, what's his name, Randy Travis. He is strange. Real strange. And all of them look real strange. They had some country music infomercial on earlier, and it reminded me they're all real strange. That's what 1,000 years of inbreeding will do for you. Speaking of inbreeding, New Jersey selects new slogan. Boy, that's a place I sure wouldn't want to be, now that they closed down Garden State. I told you I used to like Cherry Hill, New Jersey, because I would stay in that hotel there and then go across the street to a Garden State, plunge my guts out. That was a nice track. Not no mo, though. Hoping to draw more tourists to New Jersey's vacation spots. Oh, yeah, where are you going on vacation? Trenton. Oh, yeah. Newark. I'm going to Newark and get me some real good aromas that'll put me in a coma. Hoping to draw more tourists to Jersey's vacation spots, officials on Thursday unveiled a new slogan that aims to change outsiders' views of a state often associated with traffic-choked highways, oil refineries, and odors that cause drivers to roll up their windows on the way through. Their new slogan is, New Jersey, come see for yourself. When it comes to image, New Jersey really cares, Governor Richard Cody said our catchphrase should hint at our true beauty. Guess what? It beat out another one, another slogan. New Jersey, you got a problem with that? Yeah, not that that's like Jersey with an attitude. Right. You got a problem with that? You talking to me? The slogan was the top choice among over 11,000 telephone and online votes cast by residents for 5 final entries in a statewide contest. In the end, voters decided it was better not to tell people that expect the unexpected, or love at first sight, or enjoy the real deal, or discover the best-kept secret. If I were them, I'd keep it a secret, even including Atlantic City. Don't be telling me, oh, well, what about Atlantic City? Yeah, what about it? What about Atlantic City? You go there. You have a wonderful time. Ooh, phooey. Feh. As he unveiled the new tagline, Cody highlighted some of the state's attractions, including the gambling spot at Atlantic City. I think I just said, feh. Historic Cape May at the southern tip of the state. Well, I don't even know what that is. Do you? Cape May?
You're asking me? I've been to Newark.
Well, that's enough. Ever been to Englewood or Tenafly?
That's it, Newark.
And the Meadowlands sports venues. Well, there you go in Englewood, New Jersey. The Meadowlands. Officials said tourism generated $32 billion last year. Who needs a vacation anywhere else, Cody said. Oh, yeah. I better recheck my schedule now. I got all my 80 weeks vacation coming up this year. I better spend at least half of them in Jersey. The slogan was the result of Cody's appeal in October for ideas after he rejected a proposal from a marketing company for which the state paid $260,000. That slogan, New Jersey will win you over, reminded Cody too much of when he was single and asked girls out on dates. Cody's office got about 8,000 ideas, including such edgy suggestions as New Jersey. You got a problem with that? And New Jersey, most of our elected officials have not been indicted. Oh, that's great. Quite a few have, but most not. So there you go. So let's see. Cody said that Jeffrey Antman's employment with New Jersey Transit wouldn't stop him from receiving a 2-night stay at a golf and spa resort and 2 tickets to a professional basketball or a hockey game. You could go to a Devils game. Somebody's got to. Man, 2 more people there would really stick out. So that's the deal. What is it again? New Jersey, come see for yourself. And our response is El Paso. Not for me. Nicht for mir. I bet you even Josh ain't never been in New Jersey.
Yeah, I have.
Have you been in Jersey, like at the airport?
Yeah.
And where else?
Where in New Jersey have I been?
Yeah.
Sparta.
What?
Hey, what?
Been to
What's
Sparta?
all this Sparta, New Jersey? I thought Sparta was in like North Carolina, right?
Yeah. Right by my house.
It's there.
And what is it?
Just a little town, man.
Well, what the hell were you doing there?
I have family there.
Oh, jeez. That answers a lot of my questions.
Got some cans up there.
WQAM, hello.
I'm not quite familiar with the popularity.
WQAM, hello.
Dude looks like a lady. Give me my free tickets.
Yeah, I got something for you. Well, we got an unlimited supply of those today, all day. Just line up and we'll do a big favor for the human race. 5670560. See, it's going to be mix and match today. You know, I'll stick some of these in there as the mood strikes me. Mix and match.
Okay.
I don't want to get like 2 poll and 10 for all. The new poll I'll stick up there at noon. Maybe it'll give them a little something to sink their teeth into. Mo Howard at 2. Mad Dog from Hooters in the Pines at 4. Curtis Stevenson at 7. Probably a distant relative to Adelaide, would seem to me. And Lenny Martez, distant relation to the Mongolian idiots at 10 o'clock tonight. He is something. Too bad we can't say it on the air. WQAM, hello.
Hello, Neil.
WQAM, hello.
Can I be on the radio?
No, the answer is no, as a matter of fact. What did you say before the show this morning? Nothing is forever, or don't count your chickens until they lay a fat one? Something like that. WQAM, hello.
Hey, let me turn the radio down.
Yeah, turn that down.
I'm going to chili cook-off. I'm going to keep Urban there at the chili cook-off. You going?
WQAM, hello.
Hello, Neil?
Yep.
I just wanted to tell you about a book, actually, that I came across.
Yeah.
That may be of interest to you, actually. It's called The Acting President. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
It was written by Bob Schieffer about Reagan.
In a coma.
No. Neil, it's an excellent. I'm home going through some of my old books, and I found it. It was written about Reagan.
The American people.
Yeah. You'd really enjoy it, Neil. The book came out.
Written by Bob Schieffer? Let me ask you, how many times does he say okie dokie in it?
But Neil, I'll give you the subtitle. Ronald Reagan and the supporting players who helped him create the illusion that held America spellbound. It's extremely critical of Reagan, man.
Yeah, but last time I checked, he was dead already, Reagan.
Yeah, I know he's dead, man. But it's nice to go back and read some of the stuff.
Well, I got news. If it's nice to go back, then we ought to be real happy because this president's taken us back about 50 years, so we ought to be ecstatic. Okay, thanks a lot, Man, and happy Martin Luther King Day. 567.
Ruled brutally by the Taliban.
Oh. You know, there's one day that goes by now that they don't give him some PR free time on the air on these talking head channels. Not a single day goes by. Every single day. But he doesn't say a damn thing, not a freaking thing. But there he is. Very, very sad. And the public is worried about crap. Absolutely, about Jim Frey. Is that book for real or not, Oprah? Hey, Oprah, is that for real or what? That really your hair, Oprah? Maybe she really is the color purple. Maybe she does a dye job. I'd like to see her do a dye job real soon, as a matter of fact. Oh, and by the way, did you hear about Catherine Harris and her plane? Oh, man. Oh, you don't want to know. What did you miss most about your childhood? This is the last hour, and I'm going to race right down. Let me do something here. Because I'm going to race right downstairs and write myself a letter.
Okay.
No, I'm going to get the new disc down there. Well, we could just do...
She takes the finger!
We could do that one a few times. Believe you me, we got a 4-minute break. I'll be back. Make no mistake about it before the break is over. You can bet Josh's life on it.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
Hi there, you bastard.
Wow, your fat ass is really comfortable. Wow, your fat ass is doing wonders for my bad back. Want to do something useful with your fat ass?
I could sleep on your fat ass all day.
Then why not put it to use?
Hey, you don't mind if my girlfriend sits on your fat ass too, do you?
As one of America's newest ass cushions, put your fat ass to use for the airlines and turn a coach seat into comfort class. This is great. By letting people sit on your fat ass, you'll be helping to improve people's days. On the bus, at the movie theater, even at the park.
Mommy, come bounce on this fat ass with me.
Put your fat ass to work today. Receive hourly wages, health benefits, and ho-hos. Call now and be proud to be a fat ass.
Well, there's Angela Merkel, the new Nazi Chancellor of Germany, with your Chancellor. Now, it's not a disc that they deliver downstairs. You're going to be very disturbed when I tell you what this is. You're going to be very upset.
I know. It's the movie.
No.
No?
No, the movie's coming to you.
Okay, well,
I don't screw up on that. Don't you think I know how to diddle that thing with Amazon.com?
They make mistakes. They sent us that other guy's book here once. They get their wires crossed sometimes.
Let me say it again. Good luck to you. No, this is a package from somebody you know. And I didn't think they would deliver it here because didn't we discuss it the other day?
Oh, and he was asking about it again this morning.
Well, here it is, John Jarvis, you maniac.
You fairy.
And let me start out. There's 3 things in here. First, there's a card. Holiday cheer to those far and near, it says. And you open it up, and it says, Ach du lieber. No, it says, Frohlich Weihnachten and Gutes Neujahr. Wishing you a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, John and Sharon. Best wishes, John Jarris from Power 96. Good guy, a little bit on the goose-stepping side, but nevertheless. And then there's the number 2 thing in here is a calendar, 2006 calendar. Nice one, too.
Right.
With a picture of Salzburg on there. Salzburg.
Oh, I love their steaks.
Huh?
I love their steaks.
No, not Salisbury, Salzburg. Oh. Anyway, maybe that's where Salisbury steak comes from. You think so?
I have no idea.
I have no idea, and I couldn't care less. And here's the month by month. It's got every month has got a different scenic picture of Salzburg. Oh, look at that! Look at these people goose-stepping. Isn't that cute? And there's the Alps in the background. It's just a beautiful thing. Thank you so much for that. Now, comes to the other part of what's in here.
Right.
Now, it's really interesting because I guess, John, wouldn't you think that anybody who's been around there for a while knows that I've been out of the house a few times in my life?
Yeah.
So I've been to, like, all kinds of places in Europe, like Germany and Amsterdam a million times, and Rome and Scandinavia. So there are 2 candy bars in here, which he even wrote on the customs declaration that he delivered. So I guess you can send food across the border.
You're just not cough drops.
No, not cough drops. Milka. Well, Milka is about as pedestrian if there were like 2 Hershey bars. I don't want to hurt John's feelings, but I can go across the street to my convenience store and buy these. Because when it comes to Candyman, the Canadians, that's the one thing we specialize. 2 things: hockey and curling, and which we're embarrassed by, and candy. Oh man, we got candy up the ass.
Candy ass, I'd say.
Yeah. Milka bars, and these are just pedestrian. They're just chocolate bars. That's all. There's nothing in them. Alpenmilch, so it's from the Alps. And you know what? Wait till I tell you the best part. They're like crumbly.
Well,
you know what I mean?
They've been through a lot. Oh,
what? Well, you don't think I got 2 chocolate bars in my hand?
Somebody's sending a 100-page fax. Stop it.
You don't think I'm not going to eat this, do you?
No. Oh, geez, Here we go.
So my blood sugar, I would say by noon, my blood sugar will be like 600. I think this is attempted murder, don't you?
It is?
Yeah.
I told him to just give me the chocolate instead, but it was too late.
Maniac. Doesn't he know I'm diabetic?
People don't take any of that stuff seriously.
I know that.
Even though I try to tell
a little over 100 people read that article yesterday.
Like, that doesn't, he doesn't really mean it.
Not too many. Yeah, right. They don't take it seriously. Everything's a big joke. Yeah, like that. So I'm going to sit here, and it's a good thing that these are broken into pieces. Just like, remember the guy called yesterday about the Turkish taffy, and you would slam it against the table so it would break up into pieces?
Right.
And that looks like what's happened to these chocolate bars, probably in transit. They lost a little something in the translation. So they're like in very convenient to eat little chunks. Chunks of, you know what I'm saying? Are really good.
Great.
Too.
Thanks, John Jarris.
Yeah. Thanks for trying to kill me, you maniac. And these are good until, through September 23rd, 05, so they're not stale yet.
Right, good until you die.
About half an hour. So you better start preparing some material. WQAM, hello. Not there. There's one of the better calls we've had this morning so far. WQAM, hello.
Neil, I'm a black man who...
Yeah, okay, good. WQAM, hello.
Neil.
Yes.
How you doing?
All right.
Listen, I got zero to bring the table for the show, but I'd like to ask you, I got some people in town that are listening to you. I was wondering if you could play one of those Mickey Eisner bits.
Nah, get out of here. Get out. You out of your mind or what? Got some people in town who are listening to you. Could you play one? Of course not. Those are as stale as last year's matzah, man. Get away. Get away. Get off of my planet. Get off of my cloud. Christ almighty, man. These calls suck. You know? They really suck.
Do I know it?
Not that that's anything new, but for all these years, they just keep getting worse and worse and worse. Because basically there's like 10 people, they just do voices like Phil, you know. Just 10 different callers.
Are you
sure? All the same people. And that, of course, doesn't include the ones that don't get on the air. Let's start going back to screening the calls, Josh. I just saw both of those fingers.
No, but, you know, it's
so
good.
Two different hands. What?
It's so good when you get the cranks.
No, I do. I enjoy this. People have actually said that to me. Well, couldn't you? I think Lassiter said that to me when we had our phone call the other day. I mean, you thought about going back to screening the calls. I don't want to screen the calls. I like a bunch of idiots. That old style talk. Well, let's talk to Josie in Miramar. Hell with that. I don't want to talk to Josie in Miramar.
I do.
I don't want to talk to Sally in St. Pete. All that other crap. That went out with the knickers, man. That stuff was so. I guess in its day it was fine, like knickers.
Were they?
Or maybe Snickers.
Did you have to wear those?
What, knickers?
Yeah.
No, I never saw anybody with knickers. Now, tell me what the difference are between knickers and spats.
Well, I don't know what a spat is, so.
Yeah, you've had several with your wife.
I see.
No, seriously.
I know what knickers are, but I don't know what spats are.
Well, you've heard of spats.
I've heard of them, but I have no idea what they are.
There's something educational we can learn on the show today.
Knickers are like knee pants, right?
This Milka, it's made by Kraft, so you got to be even more pissed off.
Ach du Liebe.
And it's made in Deutschland. See, that's why John Jarris is so impressed with this, because anything that's made in Germany, he's all whipped up to a frenzy about.
Like Germans.
And this is Germans aren't known for their candy. German chocolate is not like a big deal. Swiss, yes, Schweiz. Not Schwarz, Schweiz.
They're known for their baked goods, is what I heard.
Germany?
Yeah.
Oh, no. And lampshades? You're brutal. You're just a piece of turd. Heartless, cruel, relentless.
That's me.
Well, so this is like, I don't know, like eating a Hershey bar. Although they are big. There's 100 grams, so between the two of them, there's 200 grams of chocolate here. That should put me in a coma by about 12:30. So that guy that wanted to come to here's the arrangements. We'll give you the time and when you can come and do the viewing. I want to be buried naked with my big pupik hanging out.
Right.
WQAM, hello.
I have no lights.
We know.
Yeah, we already know. WQAM, hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, you old toilet. Can I have free tickets? Hello?
WQAM, hello.
George is so caught up in Reverend Jones.
WQAM, hello.
My balls itch.
Okay, like I said, I'm going back to my pile. That's it. Going to eat my chocolate and go back to my pile. Your calls are the most embarrassing, humiliating, degrading swill. You're a bunch of morons, man. Bunch of idiots. Lunatics. 30 years I've been doing this in this town, and it just gets worse and worse and worse. We haven't got anybody with an IQ larger than their digit. Although I think we will take a lot more calls, though. We're going to change the poll at noon, too. But look at the way they're ringing with that sense of urgency now, you know?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
5 people are ringing 9 lines.
Oh. I believe that. WQAM, hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
How you doing today?
All right.
You know what spats are?
No, what are spats?
Spats are those things they used about 100 years ago that hooked onto the top of your socks and around your calf to keep your socks from falling down.
I'll be damned.
That's what it was.
Sounds kind of silly to me.
Well, that's why they don't have spats anymore.
Okay, it's like people wear suspenders now, like Larry.
Yeah. Exactly.
Thanks a lot, pal.
Bye-bye.
Okay, don't have a spat. So you learned something right there.
The Chinese?
Yeah, see, the Chinese wear spats. That's what your president thinks. Seriously, he's so stupid. Even the worst of these calls, they're like rocket scientists compared to your president. Dumber than sawdust, dumber than an amoeba, dumber than a hookworm. Just pathetic. Okay, here's the poll. Here's the final result on today's poll, which now is out. Done. Aren't you excited?
Okay, want a drum roll?
What did you hate about most about your childhood? 1,770 votes. That's not too bad. Of course, it's been on there for a month. Getting dragged to church, 287. Don't be doing it no more, Mommy and Daddy. Leave me alone. You go and with all those other getchkis and leave me the hell alone. My childhood was great, 258. Well, thank God. And like I said, what happened in the interim? Boy, talk about turning sour. School, 219. Not having money, 215. Getting bullied, 192. I hate this poll, 120. I'm in South Florida. I hate everybody. Getting dragged to visit relatives. Getting schlepped to the relatives, 100. My parents, 87. Boy, do they suck. Getting picked last for sports, 81. Being abused, 69. Spankings, 47. Being treated like an infant, 35. My hood, the old hood, 25. What a crap hole. Mom's cooking, 21. What crap. And going hungry, still only 15. Okay, you want to know what the new poll is? I'm going to switch it right now.
Well, first of all, just got to stop faxing this 10-page fax over
Who's that?
and over again. No name. They wrote on the cover sheet. So
what is it
20-page fax with the cover sheet. Abuse victims lawsuit might interfere with worship of others, and it's a 5-page fax plus the cover sheet, and it says on top, Neil, God, stop it, God.
Yeah, stop sending us that crap. Okay, we're not interested. I already got a huge pile here. We already had the story about the bishop yesterday, and God bless him. Anyway, what's the biggest waste of money? Here's what I got so far: expensive watch, expensive car, gambling, expensive restaurants, eating all meals out, giving to charities, going to church or shows, etc., having kids, sending kids to private schools, getting married, or buying health or natural foods. Isn't that a good choice?
Damn good.
Yeah. I know what I'm voting for. Giving money to churches and there's a bunch of grave robbers like all those other gets people.
This is Neil Rogers. This is
Thanks for the candy, John. Not you maniac.
I am Frau Ileana Ross-Leitman, and I like scrubbing my smelly gorilla ass with soap made from Jews and listening to the Neil Roque Comunista Hour.
Movie queen of lonely 19, she had some trouble with her health. She was taking drugs to help her feel a little better about herself. She drove 4 miles in style and wound up crashing more. She died so many times with bulimia hardcore. She takes a little drugs every day and pukes them out before they fry her brain. Lindsay's the girl on the tabloid aisle who has been partying a long, long while, 'cause she will be drugged. Lindsay loves her drugs.
You'll be pleased to know, you'll be very proud of me that I took the other Milka bar and I put it in the freezer.
No, not as proud as if you'd thrown it out the window.
No. And the one, of course, I'm eating the other one. See, I don't know. I don't want to say John Jarris is stupid, but he's a nice guy, but stupid. Because, number one, even if I weren't diabetic, well, what's the big sin of sending me 2 candy bars that I can go out and buy, like, right across the street? What's the point?
Now, those came from Germany.
Yeah, and so did the ones across the street.
Yeah, but he brought those.
Yeah, and?
Well, I don't know,
Who
traveled
brought
further.
the ones across the street? Sandy Claus? Heinrich Himmler?
They have more miles on them, the ones he sent you.
Angela Merkel? Oh, there's David Gregory. I wonder how far he's got his tongue up to your president's butt. All paid for, bought, sold, signed, sealed, delivered. All you jackasses in the media, you're not kidding anybody, okay? Bunch of sellouts. How do you look at yourselves in the mirror when you're shaving in the morning, Lynn? 5670560, pound 560 on the Verizon and Singular Wireless line. So what do you think? You got any other big waste of money?
No, you got my choice on it.
How about whining and dining to get laid? Like, dating, that kind of thing? How would you say that?
Dining and dancing?
No, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, dining, that was great. Joey Carr and Russ Oasis getting into a brawl. Oh, I'd love to see that.
That's not necessarily a waste of money.
What's that?
Spending a lot of money.
In other words, if there's a payoff.
That's right.
That was that show, The Big Payoff with Randy Merriman. That's the one I was trying to think of the other day. You see how this all ties in and fits together? And the best part of it is that even these wiseacres out there, they haven't got any idea what I'm talking about, and I love it. I love it. Just like Barbara Studley. The Jewish people, I love them, I love them, I love them. And the state of Israel, I love them. Just like, Pat Robertson apologized. Does anybody care?
No.
No. And why do they keep quoting him anyway? WQAM, hello. QAM.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I have a ghost living in my apartment. What should I do?
WQAM, hello.
Exercise it.
What I'm talking about.
Neil.
Yes, sir. Exercise is good for you, yes.
Buying cigarettes. Biggest waste of money.
You know something? I actually had added, and I forgot. Thank you very much. I added a couple here that I couldn't put on because I already faxed this there. Cigarettes, buying cigarettes, and designer clothing. You know, people go out there and buy stuff because it's got the little fancy little logo on it. You know.
Right on.
Yeah. Cigarettes and designer clothing. We added those yet?
We're adding them now.
Right. So there you go. I'm so glad the guy mentioned those faggots to me. WQAM, hello.
Uncle Neil.
Yes, sir.
Wait, let me turn my radio down.
Please turn that, put it in the bathtub.
I don't want to belabor the subject, but spats are those white things that cover the shoes. They don't hold up socks.
That sounds right. More
yeah.
right.
You know what I mean? Like in the old
that guy was full of crap.
Yeah, I just, I know it's a very important subject.
What do you mean they cover shoes? What would they cover shoes? What does that mean?
Well, they were like, so you don't, if your shoes were all kind of like messed up, it was like a white thing that covered the top of them.
Like turn of the century kind of shoe.
Yeah, maybe like back in the 20s too, like they wore them with tuxedos. Anyway,
boy, they sure looked like clowns, didn't they? Okay, thanks a lot, and get a new phone. I don't even know what you're talking about. Things that cover like galoshes cover your shoes.
Yeah, I got them right here.
Rubbers.
I'm going to send you a picture.
Blow off some of them rubbers and cover your shoes with them. Because it's hard to walk. Huh?
I'm sending you a picture.
Oh, don't email me something I don't want to see. I don't care about spats. My blood sugar's so high right now. What difference does it make? I'll be dead by 12:30 anyhow.
Well, this will put you over.
What, spats?
Yeah.
I think we're about to have a spat. A student raised a gun to police who shot him. Oh, is he dead? We can only hope.
No, I mean, it was obvious right from the very beginning. But, again, let us look at all the facts.
Yeah, let's look at all the facts and then kill that kid.
To you as soon as we receive them.
You sound like you're pretty clear that when you present this to the FDLE, you're going to present this as
I just told you what I know about the case. And that's what I do. I tell you and the public what happened here. And it's up to FDLE and the state attorney's office to make that judgment.
Once again, that's the sheriff of Seminole County.
There's
Let me fill in a few holes for you there that the sheriff didn't. Apparently, a boy brought a gun to school in a backpack at this Millwee Middle School in Longwood, Florida. Some other kids tattled on him, and when that happened, he barricaded himself in a bathroom. When sheriff's deputies confronted him, according to sheriff's deputies, he raised his hand with the gun in his hand, and sheriff's deputies shot the boy.
Yeah.
As you heard the sheriff say, they said they did it to protect the deputies as well as the boy's safety as well. His condition at this time is not known. The school was evacuated and the students and staff sent.
Well, we can only hope he's dead. Wouldn't you agree? No?
No.
Why not?
I don't know.
Well, what do you mean you don't know? Any kid that brings a gun to school, kill him. That's all. I don't put it into that crap.
Well, but knives are okay, though, right?
No. Bring a knife. Kill him twice.
We used to do that all the time.
If he brings a gun, just lightly kill him. But if he brings a knife, really stick it to him.
How are you going to protect yourself from the bullies if you don't bring a gun?
Send him to Abu Ghraib and let them have their way with him. And then kill him. If they don't do it first. Remember, I was just talking yesterday about...
Yeah, you were.
Going to school 100 years ago. And the idea that kids would bring knives or guns or any kind of weapon into school is so ludicrous. And, that's the old days. You're just being an old fuddy-duddy. Yeah, right.
No, the old days
it's so old and fun, old-fashioned to be like civilized, you know? That's why I like it here, although we do have some of these guns coming across the border, like from Cleveland and Detroit. Not to, get too specific. But generally speaking, most of the people here are civilized. There's a difference between civilized and like barbarian, like having no respect for human life. That's why America is so complacent about over 2,200 dead Americans in Iraq based on lies. They don't care. As long as it's not their family, somebody they know, they don't give a crap. They might tell you they care, but they don't. Because if they did care, they'd be rioting in the streets. There'd be like a revolution, but there's not. They're worried about garbage. They're worried about designer labels on what they bought, like Levi Strauss jeans with the iPod slot so you can diddle your joystick. How'd you like that story yesterday?
I liked it a lot. I started looking for some.
Got a slot for your iPod in there.
And a slot, too.
And they also got a slot for your knives. Have you ever seen, you saw the thing, it was in Bowling for Columbine.
Yeah, what about it?
Where that kid, that 16-year-old kid or however old he was, he took all those guns out of his pants and out from under. Remember that?
Yeah. I could do that.
Cool. WQAM, hello.
Neil.
Yes.
How long before Bush invades Iran?
Well, you know something? They were talking about this. We have no troops to invade Iran. If we had some troops available, we'd be in there right now.
He was just on TV with the German counselor talking about it.
Yeah, I know. I just got through talking about that bitch. Yeah.
All right, bye.
Okay. He was just on TV. Did I just get through talking about her?
You just got through talking about that.
Oh, they're the two of them are together again. He was just on TV again, over and over and over again. Got his own show now every day.
And here's that factual with that story again.
We don't want the facts, okay? Find the number where that came from and kill them.
They're faxing from their computer, so I can't even fax it back.
Ah, geez, probably Eric.
No, it's some hole.
Some hole?
They're using right fax, which in this case is wrong fax.
We don't want it, okay? We don't want it. Cut the crap. So at least the calls are good today as opposed to the faxes that really suck.
By the way, these fats are only $30 a pair.
Yeah, and what do you do with them?
You put them on your shoes.
For what?
You've seen them, these old-fashioned tuxedos. It's part of the whole gear.
I have not seen them.
Well, if you open up your email, you will.
Oh, no, not on Yahoo.
No, your regular...
on a regular one? I don't like Yahoo at all.
Well, then,
I hate it. I hate it.
Can it?
No, I'm not going to can it because it's good to have like a whole bunch of emails.
Yes, it is. When you
in addition to which, now that we found out that everybody's listening to your cell phone messages and finding out who you're talking to and getting a whole list of your bills every month and can get anybody's, that's nice too. I wonder if that's true for your BlackBerry.
I'm sure.
You think?
Well, Uncle Sucker can find it, that's for sure.
Uncle Sucker?
Yeah.
You know, I'm sitting here eating candy and you try. This is like the gaslight syndrome all over again, you know? No. Trying to convince me that my blood sugar has gone so high that I'm like incoherent. I just can't communicate. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Uncle Sam.
Okay, let's get back to this new poll here, man. We got a really good one for the weekend. Nothing like getting a good poll on the weekend. In fact, let's get a poll-axe. Or just a few poll-locks. Have a good time. Have a party. 76 votes. What was the biggest waste of money? What is the biggest waste? Giving to churches and shuls, etc., 23. So this is the anti-religion crowd. Good. Like I said, the people who listen, not the callers are idiots. The people that sit back passively and listen, those are the good people, man. Because anybody with an IQ larger than his thumb would never call a stupid radio talk show. I'll guarantee you that. Even this one. Expensive car, 10. Yeah, who needs a $40,000 Corvette? Much less two of them. Getting married, 8. Gambling, 8. Oh, Wednesday, that would have been my answer. Wow. Might as well just burned it. But then it's all just blind chance, man. It's all random. Well, guess what? Yeah, your mama. Having kids, 7. Expensive watch, 7. Giving to charities, 4. Buying cigarettes, those nasty faggots, they'll kill you, 3. Eating all your meals out, 3, like the humper. It'll kill them. Buying designer clothing, 2. Buying health or natural foods, 1. Sending kids to private schools, none. And expensive restaurants, 0.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM. Hank Goldberg. Weekday morning, 7 to 10.
Randy Fun, you have the Lakers on Monday. Kobe has just been playing incredibly. And people still criticize Kobe because they say he's not distributing the ball enough. But they're winning with him putting up 40 points a night. As a coach, what do you do with Kobe?
I think the great question for the Lakers is how far can he carry them? And it certainly looks like he's going to be able to carry them from night to night to some wins. But does that project into a playoff team? And we got a young guy that puts up some pretty good numbers, too, in Dwayne. And I like those 13 for 17 nights that Dwayne has as opposed to those 19 for 41 nights that Kobe has.
The Hammer, Hank Goldberg, 7 to 10. Sports Radio 560 QAM.
That's the American way.
Absolutely.
Join the NRA. Shoot your gun today. Have yourself some down-home Christian fun. Blow your friends away. We'll back you all the way. Defending your right to own a gun. When you think of all the benefits you're getting, life will be sweeter when you pack your heater. Carry a license to be deadly. Come on and join today. It's the American way to be a member of the NRA.
Aim for the knee, aim for the chest, and always aim for the head in case they're wearing a vest. Sharpen your skills, feel more fun. Be there to defend your right to hold a gun.
Come on and join today, and you'll be proud to say you're a member of the NRA.
Trump 18, another school shooting. How unusual, how rare, huh? Just nobody cares. Martin warns against importing U.S. style extreme right. And by the way, you are losing it. It's not me. I finally figured it out during the break. You didn't email that to the ordinary thing. You mailed it to the Yahoo thing.
Oh, then I didn't change it on that one.
Yeah.
My bad. I'll change it.
And I'm going to tell you, I looked at that picture you sent me with those spats. That is so gay. Oh, my God.
You've seen that.
No, I have not.
Oh, come on.
I ain't never seen those spats.
At your age?
Yeah, you see, and what does that tell you?
That's when
I'm
you
hip
wear
and I'm
those
cool,
things.
like the guy that's on following the show. I'm a hipster, man.
Right, a ding-dong daddy, man. You're
That's
really
right, I'm a
dead.
ding-dong daddy and a burglar, a pizza burglar. Anyway, all for him. Liberal Prime Minister Paul Martin warned Canadians yesterday. Of course, Paul is desperate. You're going to lose. You're going down a week from Monday, Paulie. You blew it. You blew it. You opened up the door for fascism in Canada, eh? Warned Canadians yesterday that his main rival, Conservative leader Stephen Harper, would turn the country into a bastion for a U.S.-style extreme right. I really do believe that Canadians don't want to buy the far conservative right in the U.S., Martin said in a TV appearance. They don't want to see it imported here. They do understand that a sharing, working together has been the way we've built this country. The Liberals are trailing the Conservatives in opinion polls, 8 or 9 points, by the way, and Harper appears on track to deny the Liberals a 5th consecutive mandate in the election a week from Monday. Harper dismissed Martin's criticism as not believable, especially after the Liberals released a series of negative ads that seek to portray him as a frightening extremist, which is exactly what he is, by the way. Well, there you go. But a beep, but a boop. Not that anybody south of the border cares, because, after all, misery loves company. Speaking of miserable bastards, evangelist Pat Robertson apologized in a Wednesday letter for saying that the major stroke suffered by Israeli Prime Minister Ariel Sharon was a divine retribution for dividing God's land. He apologized because he got a lot of heat and a lot of flack for it. And the Israelis said, Chobdir and Drer, no, I love Israel. The apology offered in a letter to Sharon's son Omri followed a threat by Israel to exclude Robertson from a proposed $50 million Christian heritage site in northern Israel. In other words, he retracted his comments and apologized. And you want to know why? Because it was bad for business.
Mm-hmm.
My zeal, my love of Israel, my concern for the future safety of your nation led me to make remarks which I can now view in retrospect as inappropriate and insensitive in light of a national grief experience because of your father's illness, Robertson wrote. Yeah.
I apologize.
Your mama. In his letter, Robertson expressed profound sympathy for Sharon, who's making, well, it says he's making slight improvement, but I got another article about him. Dead man laying down. He added, I ask your forgiveness and the forgiveness of the people of Israel for saying what was clearly insensitive at the time. And now that Charles Taylor ain't there in Liberia anymore, that diamond thing went south, he's got to find some other scam he can make millions on.
I'm sorry.
The evangelist also chided the news media for not conveying the heartfelt sentiments he also expressed the day after Sharon fell ill. Robertson, who vehemently opposed Sharon's dismantling of Israeli settlements in Gaza, told viewers of his obnoxious, disgusting, hateful piece of crap, the 700 Club, that God was exacting revenge on Sharon for his actions in Gaza. Or is that Gaza? That's how they say it here, like Mazda and Gaza.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Canadian thing, eh? Woe unto any prime minister. Woe be unto us. Even Howard Beale said that. Look what happened to poor Howard. Woe unto any prime minister of Israel who takes a similar course to appease the... Yeah, we already been through it. You're an idiot. You're an idiot, Pat. You're a Nazi, you're a lunatic, you're a religious, hate-mongering, hate-spreading piece of turd. Now, speaking of a fat-ass Sharon, you know, I ate that candy bar. Now, when's the last time I ever ate candy during a show?
I can't even remember.
And especially since I've been doing the shows here. Never. Never, ever, never. In fact, you know what it reminds me of?
What?
Remember the day that one of our listeners, she sent me a box of Rogalach? I was there.
Uh-huh.
And I was eating those, and during the show, my blood sugar must have gone up to like about 1,000. Remember that?
Right. I do.
With all that powdered sugar on it. Oh, just sickeningly sweet crap.
Practically swooning.
I'm going to tell you this right now, okay? Seriously, John Jarvis has got an IQ larger than his head, which he's got a big head, and he should know better. And you should bitch him out. Don't say, Neil thanks you for the candy. Tell Neil is really pissed off. He's diabetic. And it would be like the time Howard Stern sent Imus a bottle of booze at WNBC after Imus just got back from rehab.
I already pre-bitched him, but not too severely because I thought that it wasn't going to show up.
Well, it did show up. And now so he can post-bitch him.
Right, I'll re-bitch him.
Tell him the old man had a freaking stroke on the air because of his gosh darn, see, I almost said it, Milka bars. You know, it would have been one thing if he sent me something unique and different and really, I mean, it's like just plain chocolate. It don't even have any nuts in it.
That would have been even worse.
What?
Because then you would have eaten twice as much.
No. What? If it would have been good?
If it would have been something really good.
No, yeah, like I said, thanks, John, for sending me some plain, boring, pedestrian crap. Milk chocolate my ass.
I'll go get the...
Oh, God. Yeah, you must have seen these. Milka, M-I-L-K-A.
Melts in your ass?
Yeah, it tastes like it. No, I'm serious.
He's brought them in before.
It's as pedestrian as eating a Hershey bar.
It's a little mild.
It's actually quite mild. It's bland. It's nothing. It's nothing. And how many times have I told you, if you're going to cheat, have something really sensational. They're really good. You know, like Nestle's Turtle or Banana Nut, Haagen-Dazs, or even, you know what, I started getting into that dulce de leche stuff.
Yeah.
I apologize to your people because they're the ones obsessed with that dulce de leche.
I apologize.
But it's actually pretty
sweet.
good.
It's too sweet for me, actually.
It is sickeningly sweet.
Yeah.
I like it. Didn't we talk about key lime pie and pecan pie the other day?
Right.
Well, there you go. In fact, when I said pecan pie, Josh started swooning.
Because I was agreeing with you when you were knocking it. It's like, yeah, not for me, man.
Knocking what?
The dulce de leche flavored whatever.
Yeah. Well, I'm not doing any of that today. I already had a candy bar, and I got another one in the freezer because I do like frozen candy, don't you?
Well, yeah, frozen, cold, at least in the fridge, at the very least.
No. I mean like frozen like a brick.
Right. No, just cold and firm.
Nice and cold and firm.
Right.
And the candy too. Man, there ain't nothing like that. What the hell are we talking about? I don't know. Probably said a few words I probably shouldn't have already because I'm incoherent. Because John Jarris at Power 96 is a crazy person. Like that. He probably is kin to Ishka Bibbble. Nut job. Lunatic. Sending candy to an old aging diabetic. He's trying to kill me. I know that. He probably wants the midday show. Not fooling me. Or he probably wants me out of the way because he's insecure now that we got the new boss in there. He doesn't know who's on first, like a lot of other people around there. I don't know whether I should mention it or not, but you said it's on the bulletin board, that thing that Norma Kent... And by the way, Norma, don't be stirring up a bunch of crap, okay? We have a great new general manager. I had a great conversation with him the other day on Tuesday for half an hour. He loves me. I love him. Everything is great, which, of course, see, Norma, it's like the physicians. They don't want to keep you healthy. They want to keep you sick because otherwise there's no need for you to go to see them. The same with Norma. He wants to stir up a bunch of crap and keep it like always, like that, because otherwise I don't need him. And since he's hodling me for money already, and it's only the Friday the 13th of January, that's not a good sign. So don't be bugging Joe Bell, okay? He's got plenty of fish to fry there without you stirring up the pot. Okay, go smoke some, Norma, and quit stirring it. You loser, you fairy. Right. So I don't know if I want to about that sales manager thing. But you said it's on the bulletin board.
In the kitchen, that's what I was told. I didn't
what
see
does it say?
Personally. I didn't see it.
Oh.
So...
I know, I don't think that's the one. But anyway, you better go take a look at it during the break, because I'm not going to mention it.
Okay.
Oh, I don't want to mention it. I don't want to start. All I want to do is say something to Curtis Raymond Burr.
Bye.
Oh, okay. 131 votes in just a half an hour. That's pretty weak. What's the biggest waste of money? Going to church or giving to churches, shuls, etc., 39. Gambling, 20. Buying cigarettes, 14. Expensive watch, like you idiots with those Rolexes, 11, although we do like the trade-out. Expensive car, 10. Getting married, 9. Having kids, 8. Giving to charity, 7. Eating all your meals out, 6. Buying designer clothing, 5. Buying health or natural foods, 2, yeah. Sending kids to private schools and expensive restaurants, so far, the big. Oh, they like Ruth's Chris, I guess.
You know, the Rolex.
This is Neil Rogers.
Tell you later.
This is 560 QAM.
Friday, you bastard.
What? Yeah. What am I going to do?
About that radio show.
Yeah, wise guy. This ain't no laughing matter. I got Soros over here. There's trouble in paradise. We got a manager that knows about radio. There's trouble in paradise. You might find out how bad my show blows. I got to find something else to talk about besides faggots or hoes.
How about women and topics now? Another thing you don't know.
Kiss my boot. Lick my butt. Take like I don't get none. Make like you're my checkers pits. And assume a penalistic stance. There's trouble in paradise. They might want some entertainment. There's trouble in paradise. I'm gonna miss that sport whole game.
You're gonna have to get along with me now and get a sense of humor. You cause trouble in paradise, then you won't see. Oh, no. That was Hoyt.
It Hoyt. It's 12:33 at QAM. And you know what also Hoyt's? The fact that you wasted my time and my sheet of paper sending me this fax from Chronic Pedro. I don't, that topic bores me to death.
He makes a good point, though, I think.
Let me say it again. That topic bores me to tears.
All right.
No mas. Just give it a rest. I just took my blood sugar. I want you to go. I want you to find John Jarris in the... No, listen. You know that machete that's sitting over there on the counter?
I threw it away. It wasn't sharp.
Oh, damn it. Well, get a sharp one.
I'll use my hijacking knife.
Yeah, you use a sharp instrument and go and purloin his ass. What a jackass. Let me just take it one more time, okay? When I got up this morning, my sugar was a nice 112, which, although the Atkins book says it should be 110 or less if you're diabetic. But you know something? 112 is close enough. That's a nice number.
You'll take it.
You know what it is right now?
180.
No.
210.
No.
Higher?
256.
Oh!
Well, sure, if I'm eating a candy bar, and not only that, but while I'm stressed out working on the air.
Uh-huh.
You're a crazy person, John Jarvis. I ought to sue his ass. Go back to Bavaria, okay? Now, if he would have sent me like a nice Bavarian cream pie or something, at least it'd be worth dying for that. Not a stinking-ass Milka bar. This is caca, man. Milka my ass. Jesus, God, is that garbage. I'm sure that some of our people out there, they know what I'm talking about. It's just a plain, flat chocolate bar. This is... Well, you didn't have to eat it. Yeah, right. Right.
I try to have that conversation with people.
Yeah.
When they send you something or give you something or bring something. Well,
it's like the woman from Toronto that used to bring me the Smarties at the Panther hockey games, that bitch. And I would plead with her. I said, please stop doing this. I'm diabetic. Oh, no, I know you love these. It was like she was deaf. No matter what I would say to her. And then, of course, I would eat them there because I'm like obsessed with that, although I haven't had any of those in years. And during the game, my blood sugar would go skyrocketing over 300. My head would start sweating and like, oy vey. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
killing you with kindness. Killing you with kindness. Stop. I'm pleased to see over 200 people have read that article about the diabetes, the Derek Jackson one I read the other day on the air. At least that's something.
Speaking of stop.
What?
That bung keeps faxing.
Yeah, and what am I supposed to do about it? You know what this reminds me of? I mean, let's lay it right out there on the table. I had a call yesterday from your close personal friend. You know that friend that we share who's talks about you?
No.
Yeah, you do. I don't want to say Dave on the air.
Oh, yeah.
And so he had some kind of an issue about a beep with his business or whatever. Nothing I can do about it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's the same with the fax. What am I supposed to do about the faxes I keep telling on the air? Stop sending them, okay? What else would you like me to do? Huh?
Nothing.
Would you like me to take a sharp instrument and stab it through my heart? No. Would you like me to take a gigantic roll of toilet paper and shove the whole thing inside my ass to keep it clean? I mean, what would you like me to do?
Maybe through the faxer's heart.
There's nothing I can do about it, okay? Call your management, okay? Call your engineer. Call Philip Morris, okay? Call for Philip Morris. You see, I'm going to become really incoherent once my blood sugar gets to 300 in a couple of minutes.
Oh, that'd be really good.
It's still on the way up, see?
Oh, jeez.
Oh, geez, what?
The best is yet to come?
I'm starting to get a headache.
Right.
I'm seeing Laura Bush on my screen. Makes me want to puke up all that candy, which would probably be a good idea.
Thanks, John Jarvis.
Yeah, thanks, John Jarvis, you jackass. I was feeling great this morning. I got a nice 3-day holiday weekend coming up. Tomorrow, Saturday, and whatever it is, Sunday and Monday, whatever planet I'm on. And this bastard, this lunatic, just go away, okay? I hate you like poison. If being your friend means I have to take your candy and make myself sick, I just as soon be your enemy, John Jarvis. Just go away. I have no dealings with you. You have nothing to do with QAM. You have nothing to do with this station, with this show, with my life, except that you're trying to curtail it. So just take your candy and stick it. Stick your Milka where the moon don't shine. God. Hate people that do that to you. It's unacceptable. And you sat back and allowed it to happen on that end.
Excuse me?
You sat back and encouraged him. Probably said, "Oh, listen, don't just send him one of those. They're so good, he'll definitely want at least 2.
Send him the box."
Yeah, send him exactly. Send him a whole carton of those.
I bitched him out because I thought that could have gone to a good cause, me and my starving ass.
Right, that's right. Your wife would have liked it. It probably made her sick as all hell. Giving you reason to put a smile on your face. Giving you hope for the future. Yeah, right. There was a story on, those investigative reports. There was a Dateline, or was it that other thing? Look at that, still going up. 14.3, let's see, what is that? 256 and 6, 262.
You're going to hit the jackpot any minute now.
Yeah, I'm going to hit the floor any minute now. Thanks to your buddy John Jarvis that George encouraged him. Oh, he loves chocolate.
He loves chocolate, but the sweeter the better.
Some of that German chocolate.
Right.
See, the German food I could eat is the bratwurst because it doesn't have any carbs in it. It's great. Couldn't send me a case of those, could you? Like with that freezer pack in it like they do from Omaha Steaks? No. Sends me stinking candy bars that I could buy across the street. You cheap Nazi bastard, you. WQAM, hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
All right. What was that in the back? What did I just hear?
I don't know what that was either. It was kind of a bizarre sound.
Yeah. I thought maybe it was the radio.
It probably has something to do with it.
Maybe you're listening to
I feel your diabetic pain. I'm a fellow diabetic, Neil, and it's like at the holidays, despite constantly urging people that you're diabetic, they want to put like a cheesecake on your plate.
Yeah.
For one reason or another, but
for only one reason. There is only one, and that is to kill you.
It is. It's a little.
They're killing us with kindness, man, and I'm sick of it.
But give some cigarettes to a lung cancer patient. It's ridiculous. But
yeah.
A couple things about our good friend Alito in those hearings. I mean, we all know where he's coming from. He's the future Nazi of America.
I saw his hip boots. I saw the boots. He's not fooling me.
I mean, it's just disturbing. They did have. I actually watched some of it. There's one witness that says 95% or 90% of all cases, he voted to go with the government.
That's right. Big government, big business, against the little people, against minorities, against everybody except Heinrich Himmler and that crowd. That's him.
He actually wrote an opinion where he thought it was appropriate to shoot a fleeing black teenager in the back.
There you go.
Gotta love the guy. Good stuff. All right, take care now.
Okay, hey, listen, I'll see you at the border, man.
Exactly.
We got Stephen Harper coming in, so like I said, good luck to all of us. We'll get in that little rowboat and row real fast. Now, the other day we were talking about that wet foot, dry foot thing, and I really was remiss because you know what I didn't play?
Big landscape.
Get away.
You talked about it.
And feel the release. Smell the fresh sea air. Take in the unparalleled experience of Cuban rafting on Big Atlantic. It's like a vacation. Away from your troubles. Your life back home. You're the skipper on a journey to a better place. The only thing between you and your destination is whatever nature has planned for you that day. Unpredictable. Breathtaking. Life-threatening. Cuban rafting on Big Atlantic. Row your way to something better. Row faster. No, faster. Here come the sharks. Gotta row much faster than that. Row, damn it. Paid for by the U.S. Navy.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
Suck it in and hold it.
I'm dying over here.
1246 on Incoherent Radio. Oh, speaking of incoherent, Sharon, doctor's worried about failing to regain consciousness. He's still like that, kind of like I'm getting now.
Drooly?
Prime Minister Ariel Sharon remained comatose and in critical condition today, 9 days after his massive stroke, and Israeli media said his doctors were increasingly concerned about his failure to regain consciousness after sedation was eased. Israel TV's Channel 10 and Israel Army Radio quoted Hadassah hospital officials as saying, "The word that Sharon still shows no signs he's waking up from his induced coma." However, Hadassah spokesman Ron Krumer said there's no firm trim line.
Careful.
No firm timeline for when Sharon should open his eyes. I like that. No firm trim line. I think I know where the line is. But anyway. Oh, so did you see that movie yet? The Human Stain?
No, not yet.
You better watch it.
Start right now.
I bet you if I took that chair again, about 5-10 minutes, it's going to be over 300.
I feel like Wolf.
And you allowed this to happen. See, that's
right.
That's the reward I get for being loyal and going to bat for certain people.
I allowed it.
Going out on a limb.
Told me after the
you
fact
encouraged it. You probably suggested it.
I didn't give him the address. I didn't know he was
that was
going
Miguel.
to do it.
That was Miguel again. Gave me the address.
I bitched him out after I found out that he did do it.
In fact, you were on vacation, so Josh can't blame you because I think it was Josh who told Miguel to go ahead and give him the address. Isn't that how it went down?
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Well, how the hell did I know he was going to be so stupid to send candy? If he would have sent the card and the
I mean, I didn't give him the address. I don't.
No, Miguel did. And if he would have sent the card and the calendar, wouldn't that have been just nice enough? Oh, my God, 16. That's like 286. 288. And rising. You see, it takes really up to a 4-hour period. Not usually, but like, that the sugar keeps going up and up and up and up and up and away, like Superman. Like Sugar Man.
Like Sugar
You
Daddy.
maniac, you lunatic, Jairus, you incompetent Nazi bastard, you fool, you clown. This is how much he likes me, man. This is what a good friend this is. In fact, now what kind, is he still driving that Nazi mobile?
He drives a Jaguar.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well, they're British.
When you see him out there in the parking lot on the way out, just run his ass off the road.
I'll just key it.
That's a little hint from Human Stain, by the way. Oh, I shouldn't spoil the ending. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Tom Darris, you idiot, you quisling, you fairy.
WQAM, hello. Okay, these are good. This has been quite a day. WQAM, hello.
Nicholas.
Yeah.
I want to see you.
Okay, good. Yeah, say hi to Bubba the Low Sponge, too, by the way. Take the job. Take the job. WQAM, hello.
Yeah, the primal fear of staining my pants brings happiness to the city of God, and that's a straight story.
Wait, where was he going with that?
Rectum. Right to the magic room. WQAM, hello.
You've got to kiss a moon cricket good morning. Tell them that you're sorry for enslaving them all. You've got to...
Never heard that one before, did you? Oh, that's an interesting one. Oh, by the way, in the movie Human Stain, Anthony Hopkins loses his professorial job because he used the word spooks.
I see.
And come to find out that he was a black guy passing himself off as a Jewish white guy. But nevertheless, in the end, they both get theirs. In the end. WQAM, hello.
Yeah.
WQAM, hello.
Hi, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I got one for your poll. Extended warranties. They're worthless.
Absolutely. Good choice.
Okay, and also, about Pat Robertson's apology.
Yeah.
You notice he never says he's wrong. He just says it was bad timing or insensitive.
Yeah.
But he never says what he says was total crap.
That's because it was for the love of Israel. So he must love the people of Venezuela even that much more.
No, but when a murderer is sentenced and then he apologizes...
Listen, why are you trying to reason about a crazy person, okay? Like
No, but
George
how
always
come
says,
he's not held
be very fearful of crazy people.
I understand he's a nut, but I'm saying nobody holds him accountable.
Because he's a religious nut. Don't you understand? The media are scared crapless of religion, man. Scared to death. I'll tell you one thing, man. I got my sliding glass window in the living room open, and it's still too warm in here. What's that?
Yeah. Well, you better close it before you jump out.
46. No, that's in the other room.
Okay.
You know something? That's a good idea. That'll get my sugar down once I hit the ground. Ray McGovern writes. Ray McGovern, who works, he's a 27-year veteran of the CIA's analyzation ranks. Now on the steering group of veteran. Well, we get his columns all the time, Ray McGovern. No kin to George, by the way. A little less wimpy than George. James Risen's State of War, the secret history of the CIA and the Bush administration, may hold bigger secrets than the disclosure that President Bush authorized warrantless eavesdropping on Americans. Risen's book also confirms the most damning element of the British Cabinet Office memos, popularly called the Downing Street Memos. Remember those that we don't hear about anymore?
What are those?
Namely, that the intelligence and the facts were being fixed around the policy. The result is that no longer credible to maintain that the failures in the Iraqi intelligence were the product of a broken intelligence community. The Bush administration deliberately fabricated the case against Iraq, lying to Congress and the American people along the way. Risen, senior reporter for the New York Times, reports that British Prime Minister Tony Blair had an urgent need in the summer of 2002 to get the equivalent of a second opinion regarding Bush's plans for war in Iraq, insight independent of his own telephone conversations with the president and independent of what Blair was hearing from his own foreign orifice. During his April 2002 visit to Crawford, Blair had gone out on a limb and pledging to support war in Iraq. The following month saw him getting nervous, so he chose what intelligence parlance calls a back channel and sent the chief of British intelligence, Richard Dearlove, those Brits, to Washington to sound out his counterpart, the guerrilla CIA director George Tenet, who he knew to be very close to the president. The highly revealing Downing Street memo contained the minutes of Dearlov's briefing of Blair and his top advisors upon his return from Washington on July 23rd, but what the memo left unanswered was the question of who gave Dearlov the confidence to say this to his prime minister. He said military action was now seen as inevitable. Bush wanted to remove Saddam through military action, justified by conjunction of terrorism and WMD, but the intelligence and the facts were being fixed around a policy. When the Sunday Times published the minutes of that key briefing on May 1st, 2005, it seemed a safe bet that Dearlov's source was Tenet, and I said so, says Ray McGovern. Now we had the confirmation. Risen writes that George Tenet was reluctant to receive Dearlov, but acquiesced when the British made it clear that Blair considered the back-channel meeting urgent. Tenet then rose to the occasion with a vengeance. Risen, quoting a former senior CIA official who helped host the British for a session that lasted most of Saturday, July 20th, 2002, reports that Tenet and Dearlov had a 90-minute one-on-one conversation during which Tenet was very candid. And what a concept. Risen adds that by the time of this intelligence summit, senior CIA officials had concluded that the quality of the intelligence on weapons of mass destruction didn't really matter since war was inevitable. That perverse attitude certainly prevailed 2 months later when the fabricated National Intelligence Estimate on Iraq and WMD was produced by Tenet's National Intelligence Council in a successful attempt to deceive Congress into voting for war. A former CIA official told Risen that after the conversation with Tenet, Richard Dearlov could certainly figure out what was going on, plus the MI6 station chief in Washington was in CIA headquarters all the time with just about complete access to everything. In any case, we now know that Blair got what he wanted to out of the visit, the inside scoop from someone enjoying the complete trust of and daily access to President Bush. The president now says he doesn't want his political opposition to dwell on how he lied to Congress and the American people in order to invade a country and kill tens of thousands of Iraqi civilians and more than 2,200 U.S. troops, not to mention the many thousands maimed for life. Perhaps he knows that Risen's book could do as much damage to his administration by calling renewed attention to the Downing Street memos as is likely to be done by the revelations of the secret NSA wiretapping, and it goes on. There you go, Ray McGovern says, okay?
All right.
Not, of course, that anybody should care about these things when we got really important stuff to be worried about.
That's right.
Like that cowboy movie and, Angelina Jolie having a baby and all these other things. Oh, I haven't played that in a while today.
People are talking. Can it really be? Did Brad put the baby in Angelina Jolie?
Absolutely.
Well, the rumors say it happened. Exactly, well, we don't know when. I can't wait to hear until the news is given to Miss Aniston. Oh! Is Angelina pregnant? Can it be? Is Angelina pregnant? So how can this be? They're gonna go out and buy everything, cribs and bibs and rings and things. Is Angelina pregnant? Oh my God, is Angelina pregnant? Brad, what did you do? I'm not old-fashioned, Brad, but have you lost your mind? You're not even married yet. Oh! So I guess Mother Nature caused a slip in the old timing. Hey, Brad, do you think it's time you gave her a diamond ring? And poor Jennifer's crying. This is what she wanted all along. That she's mad, you're a dad, you're a cad, you've been bad. Can I ask you one question now, Brad? Have you ever heard of a condom?
This is Neil Rogers. Rock solid. This is 560 QAM.
The 1 to 2 hour.
Somebody's mic is open.
When she took the stage on New Year's Eve, I thought that I might die. And I couldn't look away, I'd say, no matter how I tried. It was like she had two watermelons underneath her dress. She looked like a combination of Miss Piggy and Mae West. Oh, Mariah, you must tell us, please. When you let those puppies go, do they wind up around your knees? I'll never forget the time, it was 11:35. That's the very moment I realized that her boobs were alive. They were bobbing, they were jumping, they were begging to get loose. And I think the only thing bigger on her was her caboose. And I said, oh, Mariah, at least you hit the stars, which is not easy to do when you've got two as big as cars.
Rectum.
It was like I could touch them, 'cause I was watching in HD. If you stack them on top of each other, they're as tall as me. It's a good thing they did not keep you on stage for very long. Otherwise, I think we'd have a brand new girlfriend for King Kong. Oh, Mariah, your bra must need a break. I bet you would not get hurt if you stepped on a garden rake. Oh, Mariah, what else can we say? You could make the Brokeback Mountain Cowboys wish that they were gay.
You fairy. 102 at 560 WQM. Happy Friday the 13th, man. I should have known. Full moon tomorrow. Friday the 13th today. Oh,
right.
man.
So did he say the F word?
Who?
Josh, with his mic open there.
Oh, that's what that was. I heard somebody saying, hey, 1 o'clock. Yeah, I couldn't make out the rest. Yeah,
who was a little shout there, you know?
Who was in there?
Todd came in and hit the mic on.
Todd? Todd Dreck?
No, not that Todd.
No, Todd. Oh, Todd
the
Keller. Oh. Hey, Todd.
You fairy.
Anyway. What a jackass. Yeah, he sounded like a real whimpering. Did I ever meet him? I keep asking you that. I hope not.
No, I don't think so.
You'll be very proud of me, by the way. You know what I did during that break?
Threw the other chocolate bar out the window, I hope.
No, not out the window. I took the little box that all that crap came in, and I put the card and the wrappings, and I went to the refrigerator, the freezer, and I took the other candy bar out, and I stuck it in the box, and I went down the hall to the garbage room, and I opened up the chute, and I shoot it right down there.
Stuck it down that chute?
I said, I'll shoot and get lost.
Very good.
No, seriously, I wouldn't buy that candy bar. I wouldn't take it if they gave it to me for free.
Well, but you did.
When you go into a supermarket here or a drugstore, I mean, they sell candy like on a street corner. I mean, there's more candy here than Carter's Got Pills.
It's not all they sell.
I wouldn't buy that under any circumstances. It's as bland and plain as, like, listen to the Lenny Martez show. Although at least he's amusing by accident. There is nothing amusing about Milka Bar. It is so absolutely grotesque. Milka my ass, John Jarris. Seriously, you ought to, shoot him. Just shoot his ass. Oh, speaking of that, here's a little mo about that situation. Deputies shot a suicidal 15-year-old student who brandished a gun at Millwee Middle School near Longwood this morning. Longwood, Florida. Never heard of it, did you?
No.
It's in Seminole County. No. After chasing the boy into a restroom, Seminole County Sheriff Don Esslinger said the student was taken to a hospital, his condition still not disclosed. The boy brought a gun to school in his backpack, Esslinger said, and briefly took a fellow student hostage in a classroom while other students evacuated, probably in their pants.
I don't imagine.
After a scuffle, the 15-year-old ran from the classroom and traveled with this firearm throughout the campus, Elsinger said. He was pursued by deputies into a restroom and isolated there. Maybe he was evacuating. The other student was not injured. Neither were any of the students, teachers, or school staff. He was suicidal, Esslinger said, and while deputies attempted to establish a dialogue, he raised his gun to his neck and said he would kill himself or die one way or another, Esslinger said. At one point, the boy raised his weapon and deputies shot him. The middle school, which is near Lyman High School. I wonder if that's named after Frankie Lyman.
And the teenagers. How appropriate.
On Ronald Reagan Boulevard. Oh, this must be some kind of a town. Where is this? Longwood. Oh, let's do a week of remotes from Longwood. It was being closed for the day, and groups of students being escorted to the Progress Energy facility on the north side of the school where dozens of parents had gathered. Well, there you go again. That's America for you. A lot of guns laying around, a lot of pissed-off kids, suicidal kids. Everybody's got a gun. No more toy guns, just real ones now. That's it. All you crazy gun people, you love them, you love them, you love them. Just like Barbara Studley loved the Jewish people, Americans love their guns. Oh, they love to polish them and wax them and squeeze them and fondle them. And their guns, too. Wait till you hear this. I thought for this they would probably be excavating in Sunrise Lakes if they want to find ancient. But archaeologists are excavating 2 American Indian burial sites in downtown Miami. Say they have found hundreds of remains piled in limestone fissures, some of them stacked in stone burial boxes.
Right near Fisher Island, I heard.
And I was just thinking of that. What was her name?
Oh, gee.
The IOD lady. You know who I'm talking about.
Claudine, Eugene.
Yeah, Claudine Laget. Get out of here. You didn't even know who Claudine Laget was.
I still don't.
Get out of here.
I know, I looked her up.
She was married to Andy Williams. She was a famous...
she was a hottie a long time ago.
A frog, yeah. And she had that skiing boyfriend.
Was it
How
Clara?
about this? Huh?
Clara Fisher?
I don't know. The remains of at least 5 centuries old and likely are the ancestors of the Tequesta tribe that met explorer Juan Ponce de Leon in 1513 when he claimed the land for Spain, archaeologists say. How do you like that? So the Spaniards are coming in and taking over Miami. Well, I think they already have.
That's right.
Yeah. So at least if they're laying claim to it, all you crackers get out of there, okay? Because it's a Spanish place. No speaking English aquí.
We were here first.
There you go. The idea of a crypt-like structure that's never been observed anywhere in South Florida before, said Robert Carr. Oh, did I mention that Miss Horkheimer was on CNN this morning?
Not on the air.
And that her hairpiece nearly fell off on one side. That was great. I was waiting for that muskrat to crawl right down her head. Hey, Jack!
You fairy!
Anyway. Robert Carr, director of the Archaeological and Historical Conservancy, bone piles were discovered in at least 5 fissures on the former site of the railroad maggot Henry Flagler's 19th century Royal Palma Hotel, Carr said. The site is near a burial mound that was destroyed more than 100 years ago. 2 other burial boxes called ossuaries have been discovered in the area, but they contain the remains of no more than a dozen peephole. The tribe probably kept the bones above ground for some time before burying them in a mass, scooping out soil in the fissures, burying the bones, and then covering the grave, said archaeologist Ryan Wheeler. He said, in terms of the rest of Florida, we've never seen anything that's been the same. It's a very unusual mode of burial. Well, if you've ever been to Miami, it's pretty unusual, all right. Very strange. Ain't it?
Yeah, it is. I'm looking for that cart.
What cart is that?
The old lady.
About Fisher Island and about her husband. The WIOD, Wonderful Isle of Dreams. And so syrupy and so saccharine. Oh, Baby Noor released from hospital. I couldn't care less. Okay, if I never saw Baby Noor again, it would be too soon. You heartless, nasty, obnoxious bastard. How come we don't see Baby Little Ali?
Lucky
with
Ali?
his arms and limbs missing.
Isn't he bionic-ized yet?
Lucky Ali. What's the biggest waste of money? That's our poll for the weekend, 287 votes. That's kind of weak. Buying cigarettes, 65, is tied with giving to churches and schools, etc., 65. See, I don't see why buying cigarettes is a waste of money if you're addicted to nicotine. Why is it a waste of money? It'd be like saying,
Right, because there's no buzz in it, per se.
No, but that's not the point. Why? It's not a waste of money if that's what you like, although they are very expensive. Molto caro.
Very.
Well, I do love those Italian lessons we're getting on the air. Oh, those are really great. Molto bene. Anyway, gambling 42, expensive watch 25, getting married 18, expensive car 17, having kids 13, eating all meals out 12, buying designer clothing 10, giving to charities 10, extended warranties 3, buying health and natural foods 3, sending kids to private schools 3, and expensive restaurants finally got 1. Yeah, I mean, when you can go to the ranch house, although they don't have the or like Sambo's, they don't got their wags. I still say I liked wags a lot.
Me too.
In fact, I'm wagging it right now. I'm going to take my blood sugar
one more
time. Huh?
Bet you're wagging lots of things right now.
Yeah, I'm wig-wagging.
And your health is flagging, too.
Like in baseball, they wig-wag the signs.
Huh?
I forget what announcer used to say that. He's wig-wagging the signs. And it wasn't even the Indians who were playing. Okay, here we go. You hear that little beep? Could you hear that?
I heard it.
Really? Could you?
Yeah, I did.
I'm going to hold it right up to the thing so when it bleeps out. There you go. Good timing. Oh, no, you don't want to know about this number.
320.
Woo-wee. Well, I got to transpose it. 17.5 times 18 is 270, and 236 is 316.
Hey, it was close.
To death. I mean, this is. I mean, you're yucking it up, man. This is not fun. At a time when a week and a half ago I thought my blood pressure was going to kill me after that really traumatic. Oh, and by the way, they had another Air Canada situation yesterday morning at Fort Lauderdale. I'm not too sold on the airport. I think they got some issues there.
They might. Well, they were still under construction up until recently.
Yeah, they suck. That airport, at least Terminal 4, blows. Piece of crap. And there's too many flights out of there to, like Kingston and San Juan. I mean, who the hell wants to go to Kingston, man? Huh? Unless you're going over there to get some good stuff. Who wants to go to Jamaica, man? Like on Squeal of Fortune, they keep giving these trips to the Bahamas. They ought to punch Pat Sajak right in the face when he tells them that. Bahamas my ass, man. Jamaica my ass.
Jamaica your ass what?
In fact, don't you remember that song by Harry Belafonte, Jamaica, farewell?
Yeah, Jamaica my ass twitch.
Pat Robertson feels the wrath, writes Ellis Hennigan in Newsday. I better do the break first. And we might actually sneak in a couple more calls between now and 2. I wouldn't make a lot of big bet on it. Would you?
No long-term plans.
Now, I wouldn't be like wagering more than double digits, certainly not triple, on how many more calls we'll take this hour. It's Friday the 13th, and you people are under a lot of stress. Even the lunatics out there are having a really tough time of life today. I understand. They might have some more suggestions for this poll, though. I thought we had a pretty good week's worth of polls. The audience didn't like any of them. Oh, and you should put I hate this poll on there, too.
We will.
Yeah, as soon as Josh gets through talking to Todd Kelleher. Hey, Todd!
You fairy! By the way, that was real bad of you, Josh.
What?
Trying to blame it on Todd. He was just joking.
Well, who the hell was it?
No, it was Todd that was in here, but he wasn't anywhere near the button.
No, I heard Todd came in there and opened it up on
That's
what he wants some more airtime.
And then he said duty.
Yeah. Well, why doesn't he say that on Mo's show? Go in there and punch the old
he will.
button. Or just punch the old coot in the face. Anyway, finally, a TV experience like no other. Comcast digital cable with on-demand is easy to use, has lots to love. And today you can try it for just $29.99 a month for 4 months. Why is TV so much better with on-demand? For starters, you can watch a wide variety of movies and shows whenever you want. It's a revolutionary new way to enjoy TV. On-demand is a library of thousands of programs ready to start when you say so, with programming including free movies, kid shows, music videos, cooking shows, sports, home improvement shows, guitar lessons, and so much more. You'll always have something good to watch right when you want to watch it. And boy, I got a splitting headache. And let's not forget about control. With On-Demand, you can start, stop, pause, rewind, and fast-forward programs using that remote control. And you can't get all this with satellite. With up to 250 channels plus On-Demand, you can build your own TV schedule. What's not to like? And best of all, On-Demand is free with Comcast digital cable. So pick your showtime, sit back, and you wonder how you ever manage without it. Call today and order Comcast digital cable and HBO with the power of On-Demand for just $29.99 a month for 4 months. In Dade, call 305-COMCAST. In Broward, 954-COMCAST. Call for details. Certain restrictions apply. Again, those numbers in Dade, 305-COMCAST. And in Broward, 954-COMCAST. Be sure and tell them that Todd Dreck or Todd Kelleher told you to call.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
QAM weather fairy Bill Kamal, and they don't come any better than Todd Keller.
Oh, well, everybody's heard about the bird. The bird's the winner, when the bird is a winner, when the bird, when the bird is a winner, when the bird.
Talking. Can it really be?
She takes the thing up.
Okay, I want to get a little bit of that on again. Of each.
I love it.
Each of these things. 118 at 560 WQM as John Jarvis kills Neil Rogers right on the radio. I guess he doesn't want me to make it to my 30th. That's what it is.
You know, people feign ignorance all the time, but you've only ever been consistent. Maybe more consistent about that than anything else you've ever been about.
Yeah.
About don't send me crap. Don't give me candy. Don't bring it around me.
And especially in the middle of the show, you see, when you're eating under stress. First of all, even if you're not diabetic, you should never eat in stress situations because it really tears your kishkis up. But when you're diabetic, it sends your sugar soaring. You know, and the last thing in the world I would think of doing would be eating any kind of carbs during the middle of the show. I'd have to be a maniac to do that, which is another reason that not being there is such a blessing. A blessing, a bracha, a mitzvah. Because you saw a number of times there that they would, first you try to walk into the studio out there on that table, there'd be all these bagels or donuts. It's like a minefield, man.
Uh-huh.
A minefield for fat people and diabetics, people trying to stay alive.
And you try to turn people away and they yell at you like, get out of my way. I'm on a mission here.
That's right. So I don't have that impediment. But now that I got, the only reason I went down there, and you know this, is because usually on Friday, one of the new discs shows up every Friday. And so I thought, well, that'll be kind of fun because the calls suck really, really bad today. So we'll play some new stuff and get a few yucks on Friday the 13th. And come to find out, no, it's a package. And that's not exactly the package I had in mind either. Believe you me. A package from hell. A package from Auschwitz.
You're right, a package from hell, down here.
A package from Purgatory. A packet from Treblinka. Speaking of Nazis, Pat Robertson feels the wrath, writes Ellis Hennigan in Newsday. He says he must have been rattled by the recent weird weather. Maybe the Reverend Pat Robertson figured hell was finally freezing over. What else could possibly explain the headstrong televangelist apologizing to the family of stricken Israeli Prime Minister Ariel Sharon? Robertson has said some jaw-dropping stuff over the past couple of years, that the U.S. government should assassinate the president of Venezuela, that God should take the lives of a Supreme Court justice or two, that feminists and gays caused 9/11. But never until now has the cold-hearted Godcaster said anything like, I'm sorry. Godcaster, I like that. Robertson's latest stink bomb came last Thursday. The wacky reverend was in his state-of-the-art studio at the Christian Broadcasting Network hosting his popular 700 Club. That's when he looked in the camera and issued a stunning medical and theological diagnosis of the 77-year-old Sharon who had just been struck with a massive stroke and was barely clinging to life. God was angry, Robertson revealed, and he gave the Israeli Prime Minister that stroke, a real Old Testament smiting. How did Robertson know this? Why did God choose to tell him? And what did this upsetting news say about all the other people around the world who've been stricken with strokes, heart attacks, cancer, and other serious ailments, or fell down the stairs and died? Was God smiting them too? What set off God, according to Robertson, was Sharon's decision to evict Israeli settlers from the Gaza Strip. Apparently the Almighty doesn't think the Palestinians deserve a homeland too. God has enmity against those who divide my land, Robertson said. God says, this land belongs to me. You better leave it alone. Sharon was dividing God's land. So, pow! God reacted swiftly with that life-threatening eruption in the Prime Minister's brain. Can't you just hear the God singing, this land is mine? Remember that?
Right.
Who's that, New Christy Minstrels?
Was it?
Yeah.
They made us sing that in school.
Whoa, how sad. No wonder. That explains a lot. Sharon's long-distance diagnosis was met with a predictable reaction, widespread derision across political lines. Several conservative Christian leaders immediately disavowed Robertson's remarks. Even President Bush, a longtime Robertson ally, put out a statement distancing himself. And yesterday, Robertson's assistants in Virginia Beach agreed the critics had a point. The apology took the form of a letter to Sharon's son Omri. It was addressed to Hadassah Hospital in Jerusalem, where the Prime Minister still lies critically ill. Cholishing for Homentage. I ask your forgiveness and the forgiveness of the people of Israel for remarks I made at the time concerning the writing of the holy prophet Joel and his view of the inviolate nature of the land of Israel, Robertson wrote. My zeal, my love of Israel, and my concern for the future safety of your nation led me to make remarks which I can now view in retrospect as inappropriate and insensitive in light of a national grief experienced because of your father's illness, the contrite clergyman went on. Apparently the problem was he loved Israel too much. So what changed? Did Robertson truly feel bad? Did his fellow evangelicals pressure him? Perhaps that played a role. But according to Max Blumenthal, who investigates the religious right for the Nation magazine and knows this territory better than any journalist alive, something else could be at play as well. It turns out that Robertson's bank account, not just his soul, was on the line. What'd I tell you? It's bad for business. The comments had created a huge uproar in Israel. Outrageous was the word that Daniel Ayalon, Israel's ambassador to Washington, used. The anger was so intense the nation's tourism ministry took the unusual step of expelling Robertson from a group of evangelical Christians who are developing a Holy Land theme park in Galilee. It was a $50 million deal, 125 acres near the Sea of Galilee, close to the spot where Jesus is said to have walked on water and fed 5,000 with 5 loaves and 2 fish. And Robertson's big mouth wanted just small portions. And Robertson's big mouth had talked him out of the money. No one could say last night if Robertson's apology will talk him back in, but this much was certain. Hell will really have to freeze over before the motor-mouth minister apologizes again. That's what I tell you. Bad for business, man. That's what it's all about. Diamond mines in Liberia, just another crook, just another God Squad crook. Just like all these religionists, they're all a bunch of grave robbers, man. And all you suckers out there, all you desperados, all you fools, all you leftist idiots.
I have no life.
Send them your money, send them your cash. That's why in our poll, that's right up there near the top. Biggest waste of money. Giving to churches and shuls, 78. It's one away from buying faggots. Man.
Who the hell does that?
WQAM prayer line, hello.
Damn, dog, show you.
WQAM, hello. QAM.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Man, getting a hold of you is like calling the president.
Yeah, well, probably easier.
Neil.
To get him.
How about this guy that said that Bush is a terrorist? You think he's got to sleep with one eye open now?
5670560, pound 560 in the Verizon Singular Wireless line. I told you the chance to take any more calls this hour. But I never listen. Just like you told me, don't open up that package. WQAM, hello. QAM, Nutline.
Hey, Neil, George is gay.
WQAM, hello.
Billy
Guy wants
John's
to
a fag.
date, obviously. WQAM, hello. QAM.
Hey, Neil, how are you?
Okay.
I'm calling you from the West Coast, and I found an interesting article late last night when I was online. I don't know if you had an opportunity to read about it. The state of Maryland had imposed any employer with over 10,000 employees to have 8% of their payroll go towards health insurance.
You mean about Walmart?
That is absolutely correct, sir.
Yeah, it's on our website. I don't know if you saw it or not, Neil, but it's... Maryland Senate overrides veto on Walmart bill. It's in my pile, but unfortunately I haven't been doing my duty today, and I really should have. I've been a much better show if I'd have stuck with my agenda instead of having you talk me into taking those calls.
I'm sorry. I won't do it again until Monday.
As a matter of fact, you won't be doing it to me on Monday. I won't be here. George will be on Monday, and then you can abuse him all you want. I never got to the Oprah thing with that faker James Frey.
Damn it.
I will, though. I got plenty of time. Maryland lawmakers bucked the will of the state's Republican governor and the nation's largest retailer yesterday, voting to become the first state to effectively require that Walmart spend more on employee health care. In a veto reversal that was closely watched nationally, lawmakers in the Democrat-led General Assembly voted largely along party lines for a measure that legislatures in more than 30 states are considering replicating. Maryland is not a shrinking violet. No, far from it, said Senator Gloria Lawler, Democrat, a lead sponsor of legislation, which drew strong backing from labor unions and healthcare advocates. Maryland is a leader. Let us light the torch today. Let us lead. So they overrode the Republican governor's veto, and they said to Walmart, to them. How about that?
Good.
By the way, just a little insight over the weekend, even though I do have Monday off. I'll be sending the stories.
Oh, good.
I'm sure Josh is pleased about that, because even though a couple of days ago I sent him about 800, and I apologize profusely, because I got carried away.
Yeah, you did.
Too many. Huh? But generally speaking, if I have George do it, it's going to be like you're going to get like 200. You won't have time to leave the house.
And I like it that way.
Yeah.
He plans these things.
He's busy in the house anyway. You don't have to leave the house.
It's true.
27 past 1. Well, when he comes up for oxygen, he can put a couple stories on there. Hey, resolve your sleep. Speaking of that, speaking of activity in the sack, resolve yourself to a better night's sleep in 2006 by calling 1-800-MATTRESS right now. I think I'm having a heart attack. Just a joke. Wouldn't that be something if I croaked on the air and John Jarvis would like for the rest of his life? Oh, gee, what? I said to that candy. Yeah. God is going to punish you, Jarvis, you Nazi. Nothing's got a bigger impact on your daily health, well-being, and productivity than getting a good night's sleep. And you can get one as soon as tonight. If you call Dial a Mattress right now, 1-800-MATTRESS. By the way, remember bring any food by or not? If your mattress is more than 10 years old or it's noticeably sagging or lumpy, it's time for a brand new one. Choose from the complete line of Sealy, Inserta, Simmons, King Coil, Tempur-Pedic, and Stearns & Foster. Dial a Mattress takes same-day orders all day long from Kendall to Stewart, from Palm Beach to Fort Myers. And you still pick the date and 2-hour delivery window that's convenient for you when you want that mattress delivered. And they show up on time 99.7% of the time. I've been using Dial a Mattress for years, and if you're a smart shopper, you'll do the same. So start the new year off with a great new mattress from Dial a Mattress. Don't put off getting a better night's sleep one more minute. Pick up that instrument right now. Give them a call toll-free, 1-800-MATTRESS, or log on to their website and do your shopping right there at mattress.com. Dial a Mattress, 1-800-MATTRES. Leave off the last as because it stands for sugar.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 516.
I'm dying over here.
You bastard.
They rode from Bearback Mountain to Cowpoke Captain Chat. There's not much strange about them outside their garter straps. Way back then in the Christian West, rednecks were gay as today, with man's legs wrapped around them, a squeal with cowboy pride. The bullets fly from the guns they shoot, double-fisted fun. There's been other gay cowboys too. John Wayne was Marion. His name was Marion. They rode from Bearback Mountain to pretty cowboy guys. Unsaddled they come mountain with a mouth from astrolite.
You fairy.
27:02 at QAM. We got Mo Meister coming up at 2. Mad Dog at Hooters in the Pines at 4. Curtis Stevenson at 7. After that, watch TV or go out and have a good time. The man who conned Oprah. This is on SmokingGun.com where they exposed this faker, this James Frey.
Good.
Oprah Winfrey's been had. 3 months ago, in what the talk show host termed a radical departure, Winfrey announced that A Million Little Pieces, author James Frey's nonfiction memoir of his vomit-caked years as an alcoholic, drug addict, and criminal, vomit-caked years, was her latest selection for the world's most powerful book club. All those silly-ass women out there who think that Oprah knows crap. And she does. Oprah knows crap. In an October 26 show entitled The Man Who Kept Oprah Awake at Night, Winfrey hailed Frey's graphic and coarse book as like nothing you've ever read before. Everybody at Harper was reading it. When we were staying up late at night reading it, we come in the next morning saying, "What page are you on?" In emotional-filled testimonials, employees of Winfrey's Harpo Productions lauded the book as revelatory, with some choking back tears. When the camera then returned to a damp-eyed Winfrey, she said, "I'm crying because these are all my Harpo family, so we all love the book so much." But a 6-week investigation by the Smoking Gun reveals that there may be a lot less to love about Frey's runaway hit, which has sold more than 3.5 million copies, and thanks to Winfrey, has sat atop the New York Times nonfiction paperback bestseller list for the past 15 weeks. Next to the latest Harry Potter title, Nielsen Bookscan reported Friday, Frey's book has sold more copies in the U.S. in 2005, 1.77 million, than any other title, with the majority of that total coming after Winfrey's selection. All those goose-steppers out there. Oprah says, go to the edge of the cliff and stick your finger deep inside your ass and have a good time. And all these women, millions of women, go to the edge of the cliff and stick their finger in each other's. Police reports, court records, interviews with law enforcement personnel, and other sources have put the lie to many key sections of Frey's book. This is a very long story. I believe I put it on the website. Or maybe I didn't because it's too long. I don't know. The 36-year-old author, these documents and interviews show wholly fabricated or wildly embellished details of his purported criminal career, jail terms and status as an outlaw wanted in 3 states. By the way, Josh, speaking of that, just like that New York Times series on diabetes, I would have linked that, except it was very, very long. Can't we just put links to some of these that are extremely long without having to put the whole damn thing on there like in that other forum?
Well, we could, but what's the point? You want
them
to go to your site to read it. Like, you don't want to have them click,
So, in other words, if I have a story that's like 6 pages long that you don't mind...
What difference does it make?
Huh?
What difference does it make? No difference to you.
In other words, it's no more work for you?
I mean, it is, but it's not, you're talking about an extra 30 seconds.
Oh, that's all?
To a minute.
About 30, man.
Well, like I said, in that case, you just wait till this weekend. And it is. You thought that George was out of control. This candy bar, once my sugar hits 400, I'm starting to tap out stories that haven't been written yet. I'm linking it. In addition to these rap sheet creations, Frey also invented a role for himself in a deadly train accident that cost the lives of 2 female high school students. In what may be his book's most crass flight from reality, Frey remarkably appropriates and manipulates details of the incident so he can falsely portray himself as the tragedy's 3rd victim. It's a cynical and offensive ploy that's left one of the victim's parents bewildered. As far as I know, he had nothing to do with the accident, said the mother of one of the dead girls. I figured he was taking license. He's a writer, They don't tell everything that's factual and true. Frey appears to have fictionalized his past to propel and sweeten the book's already melodramatic narrative and help convince readers of his malevolence. I was a bad guy, Frey told Winfrey. If I was going to write a book that was true and I was going to write a book that was honest, then I was going to have to write about myself in very negative ways. That's repeatedly apparent in his memoir, which announces, I'm an alcoholic and I'm a drug addict and I'm a criminal. It's an incantation he repeats 8 times during the book, always making sure to capitalize the C in criminal. But he has demonstrably fabricated key parts of the book, which could and probably should cause a discerning reader, and Winfrey has ushered millions of them Frey's way, to wonder what is true in A Million Little Pieces and its sequel, My Friend Leonard. When the Smoking Gun confronted him last Friday with our findings, Frey refused to address the significant conflicts we discovered between his published accounts and those contained in various police reports. When we suggested that he might owe millions of readers and Winfrey fans an explanation for these discrepancies, Frey, now a publishing powerhouse, replied, there's nothing at this point can come out of this conversation that is good for me. And it goes on and on. It goes on at length. If I read the whole thing, you'd be in a coma. I'll just have Josh put it on there, the whole book.
All right.
Oh, here's one. I just want to make sure I get all the ones in there. Very important because you wasted all my time with those great calls.
That's right.
Like line 9. Why would you punch up line 9? What would be the point?
Hello, Neil.
2 a.m.
Hello, Neil.
Yes.
Hi, I'm a long-time listener. I
moved up to Charlotte, North Carolina, so I listened to you on your podcast, and thank you for putting that up on the website.
All right.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I'm curious at some point if you could just list how many people download that in a given day. That'd be interesting.
Over 1,000.
Really?
Yeah, you mean listen to the audio from the show? Over 1,000, about 1,100, 1,200.
That's great. It just means that I'm always a day late and a dollar short, so I don't know what we're talking about today. But you had mentioned earlier this week you were asking for people who are listening to Howard on Sirius, and I do have Sirius, and I listened to him a little bit, and he made a big deal all the time that he had to sit and read, live commercials, and he's still doing that.
Yeah.
They have to fill in time where there used to be commercials while they're, getting their acts together with whatever the next bit he's doing, and they'll spin records. And he used to sit and, pontificate that he revolutionized radio, and, people are sitting around spinning records while he's inventing stuff, and he goes back to doing what? Spinning records.
Save your money, man. Save your money.
I think so. I'll stick to the free podcast on neilrogers.com.
Okay, pal. Have a great life.
Okay, thanks, Bill.
See ya. So let me ask you, remember coming with that lunch yet or what?
Oh, yeah.
You're such a cheapskate, remember? I'm going to be honest with you, seriously. This idea that people think it's cute and it's funny to make a reputation as being a cheapskate. As a matter of fact, I think it was the book that Boca Brian gave me, the one about the voiceover guy, Paul Fry.
Right.
From Bullwinkle. Jack Benny on his show, that was his image. That was just shtick. Mm-hmm. About being really cheap, and they made a lot of jokes about that. But in real life, he was very generous, and that's what Paul Fry wrote anyway. All the people that worked with him, generous to a fault.
Good.
So it's one thing if it's just an act, and if it's just part of shtick. It's another thing to be really a cheapskate and always looking for a handout. You know what I'm saying? I'm not thinking of anybody specific, but...
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
Bring up and dig the deep into a nostril for something green.
Rectum.
Oh, she's a nose picker. She's digging down. Don't flick it at me. Her thing is long. Now I ain't saying she's a nose picker. It's digging deep. But can't see the end of her finger. It's down around. Now I ain't saying she's a nose picker. She's doing making me sick. I can't believe. Dig in, girl, go ahead, dig in. It's on a sleeve. It's gross, girl, you know it's gross. I'm gonna heave. Dig in, girl, your nose picking. I'm gonna heave. Dig in, girl, go ahead. Her thing is long. Now I ain't saying she's a nose picker.
Which brings to mind a question that everybody's asking all around North America. What can Brown do for you? 145. I'm thinking about that John Jarris thing now. Stop and think. Who regime was he a part of for many, many years?
Right.
Greg Reed. And even though Greg called here last week and gave that sorrowful farewell and thanks for the wonderful job and bada-beep, bada-boop, bada-bop, all the other lies as usual, in spite of that, maybe this was like kind of an assassination attempt. You know what I'm saying? Like kind of a parting shot.
Maybe it's poisoned.
Kill him with candy. Yeah, well, I don't think so. My sugar's actually down to 307. Down to 307? That's not good. But it's in other words, it's peaked, and now it's leveling off. And I might live through the afternoon, but I doubt it. Germany's cannibal back on trial for eating internet volunteer. Oh, jeez. I wonder if he ate him with relish. The retrial of a German self-confessed cannibal has begun with prosecutors seeking a murder conviction for the man who killed and ate an apparently willing victim he met on an extreme fetishism website. Remember that story? In a lurid case that has shocked the country, Armin Muse was back in the dock after a federal judge dismissed a January 2004 verdict of manslaughter and an 8.5-year prison sentence as too lenient. The regional court in Frankfurt, which, by the way, is a horrible place, must now determine whether Muse committed murder despite the victim's purported death wish. Frankfurt is nothing but a bunch of schleppers. Illegal aliens. Cannibalism in itself is not outlawed in Germany. But if it can be proven that Muse, 44, killed to satisfy sexual desire or to commit another crime, in this case disturbing the peace of the dead, he could face life in prison. Oh, there's nothing worse than disturbing the peace of the dead.
I know, that takes forever to get back to sleep then.
Muse, wearing a dark suit and a black dress shirt and looking thinner than when he was first convicted, was led into the courtroom in handcuffs. He greeted his three-member... What?
He hasn't been eaten. Of course he's thinner.
He greeted his three-member legal team with a broad smile and handshakes, cheerfully answered basic questions from the judge, then listened impassively as prosecutor Marcus Kohler made his opening statement. The defendant stands accused of murder for sexual gratification, Kohler told the three-judge panel before describing the grisly events of a night in March 2001 in which Muse, a computer technician, captured on videotape. A 43-year-old Berlin engineer, Bernd Jürgen Brandes, made news after replying to an internet ad for a young, well-built man ages 18 to 30 for slaughter.
Bernd
Brandes. He was one of more than 200 people who replied to the ad. Brandes, who had a will, bought a one-way rail ticket to Mewes' storybook hometown of Rottenburg, where his host picked him up at the station and took him to his rambling, half-timbered farmhouse. The two men had sex, and after Brandes downed sleeping pills and whiskey, Mewes cut off the man's penis, which they planned to eat together, but found it was incredible even when fried. Oh, inedible. Not incredible, inedible. And after a while, Brandes became unconscious. Driven by sexual lust, he laid him on a bench to be slaughtered, Kohler said. Mewes stabbed Brandes in the neck and hung his body from a hook on the ceiling of his kitchen. He dissected the corpse, slicing off 30 kilograms,
about 30, man,
66 pounds of flesh, which he stored in a freezer. I hope they didn't have my candy bar in there. He later ate two-thirds of it, often with accompaniments such as a pepper sauce or a wine sauce and potatoes. And maybe a nice Chianti, too. The case didn't come to light until an Austrian student spotted another internet ad by Mewes seeking new victims and alerted the police. It blew open the lid on an underground scene of sex and extreme sadomasochism that the defendant told investigators is thriving. Defense attorneys for Mewes, who will take the stand at the next hearing on Monday, told the court their client had fulfilled a shared desire. This unprecedented act in German legal history should be judged as killing on demand, defense attorney Joachim Bremer said, a crime that is punishable by a maximum 5 years in prison. Herr Brandes insisted on being castrated and killed as soon as he was unconscious, he said, adding that Brandes had refused medical help he was offered after his penis had been amputated. Two psychiatric experts have certified that Mewes is legally sane and criminally accountable for his actions. State prosecutors argue that it is crucial the justice system ensure that a highly dangerous defendant is not eligible for release as early as 2008. A verdict is expected in March. Ahead of the trial, Mewes filed requests with the U.S. and German courts for an injunction to block the release of a Hollywood film he claims is based on his case, saying the movie could prejudice his retrial. Mewes is reportedly working with a television production company on a documentary about his life, and probably will be on Oprah pretty soon. Wouldn't surprise me.
With a great new diet.
And all you women out there, just run and buy the book. Buy the book. Buy the products. Buy the book. Look what it did for that guy, that dead guy. What that was that Herbalife.
Oh, yeah.
What that was his name again? What was
I don't know.
Big head of glossy, dark, slick black hair.
Wasn't his name Herb?
Herbalife.
Herbalife.
In his case, Herbal Death. Maybe he took too many of the products, although I think he died from coke. But nevertheless.
That's a good product.
Oh, that's what Noelle Bush says. Ain't nothing like it. She says things go better with coke. What's the biggest waste of money? That's our poll question today and for the weekend. 427 votes. That's not too, it's okay. Not sensational. We put the new one on, what, a little after noon? Right at noon. Right. Giving to churches and shows, etc., 100. Don't do it this weekend. When they come passing the plate around, spit in it. Put some doo-doo in it. And anything. In fact, if you got dogs or cats, take some specimens to Shoal Church this weekend. Yeah, and drop a little something in the plate. Buying cigarettes, 99. That's the two-horse race right there. And you know something? I see a lot of similarity there. People are addicted to nicotine. People are addicted to religion. Mm-hmm. Right. It's a crutch. Just like cigarettes, smoking faggots, same thing. A crutch for weak people. Same thing with church. Gambling, 56. Now there's something, as in Q, 56. You're home of degenerate gamblers and we're proud of it and losing our ass and we don't care. Expensive watches, 37. I mean, you know, a lot of people, they spend like 10 grand for a watch, then they leave it in the house because they wouldn't dare wear it outside.
That serves an important function, though, so the muggers know who to get and leave the rest of us alone.
Right, that's a good point. Getting married, 23. Expensive car, 23. Having kids, 17. Buying designer clothing, 16. Giving to charity, 16. Extended warranties, 15. Eating all your meals out, 14. Hank. Sending kids to private schools, 5. Buying health or natural foods, 4. And, well, I don't want to go into it. You know where that's going. Uh-huh. And they obviously don't, though. They think that's really good stuff. Expensive restaurants, 2. So, we got a crowd that's a cut above. Maybe that's why we got all those restaurant sponsors on the show.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM. It's day in Miami town.
Yes.
At 560 WQAM. Bye, bye, bye.